Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff. We just keep it a buck. And today we got a bunch of topics to talk about. It's a lot going on right now. Uh, we have an NBA Finals matchup. Um, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the game last night. Um, we're going to talk about Jay-Z. He responded to Drake. We'll get into that. Drake also beat Michael Jackson's number one record, so we're gonna get into that as well. So yeah, let's do it, man. So got the crew with me. Got Stan in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? It's a lot going on, man. It's so much stuff that we could talk about, but we don't have that much time. But let's just get into it. Let me just say real quick, just a couple things. Remember we talked about the Caitlin Clark thing a couple weeks ago, and the face of the league shit. She had
Yep.
6 points last night on 1 for 7 shooting, and they fussed with a coach that got caught on camera. But yeah, she's a face of the league. But anyway, but
Hey, saying
anyway,
that's a whole nother conversation.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I
I
just wanted to
mean,
mention that real quick because the dude that one of the dudes want to comment on our shit talking about people being dumb. Like, nigga, you don't know anything about basketball, so what is you talking about? This bitch went 1 for 6 in a game yesterday.
Wow.
okay.
Please.
I
Shots
mean that.
fired.
I mean
Shots
that's. I
fired.
mean that's fair. I mean she had a couple of good games too. I didn't see you text me about them good games she had though. She
Mm.
Again,
22,
face
21,
face
9
again
assists.
again face of the league. Face of the leagues don't go 1 for 7 in a basketball game, so
Yeah, I'm with you.
or
All right, let's let's let's
fuss with their coach on camera. But
let's not even go there. All right.
Look, like he mad, Stan. He mad, Stan. He mad.
I'm not. Who mad? Me? How am I mad? I'm not mad. I don't care.
All right.
I don't care.
All
But
right. Now,
I'm
all
just
right.
saying, man. Like if you can bring up the bad games, don't forget about the good games that she's had. Like
Well, she
remember
come
ain't
on,
had
man, I'm
that
just
many.
saying.
she's had some good games.
Just saying.
She ain't had that
Just
many
saying.
this year.
She's
We
had some
just
good
saying.
games.
Okay.
You don't average 24 and 8 just by having nothing but bad games.
Well,
Doesn't
when you can
happen.
shoot the ball 30 times a game and take your team out of the
All
game
right, man.
by
Come on,
shooting
man.
them, then you can get 24.
All right. You should be willing to talk, man, because our first topic: San Antonio Spurs
Hey,
defeated the Thunder in Game 7 to move to the NBA Finals. Obviously, this was a prediction that Kurt made. That Kurt said he was going to win it in 6 games. They won it in 7. So let's talk about what happened last night, Kurt. I'm gonna start with you.
you
Say
already know
so.
I'm tipping early, dog. I'm tipping early. I'm celebrating. You know when I'm right.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all know with me, either I'm absolutely right or I'm absolutely wrong. I'm never
Mhm,
like in the middle. So I gotta
mhm,
celebrate when I'm absolutely right, my nigga.
mhm,
But I told y'all, man, the one thing I said was last year I was with the Pacers. The reason I was with the Pacers was because they had a legit leader and you didn't know who was gonna beat you on that given night. One night it'd be Siakam, one night it'd be Memba, one night it'd be Nate Smith. Remember Nate Smith hit like 5 or 6 threes to come back for against the Knicks. You never know who beat. They are the most dangerous teams. Okay, the teams that this is my leader, Tyrese Halliburton, but you don't know who's gonna give you 25 tonight. You don't know who's gonna give you 30 tonight. And that's what the Pacers were last year. And it's hard. It's damn near impossible to scout a team like that. Because at any given time, Pascal Siakam could be their number one option. At any given time, Ben Mathurin could have been their number one option. So when you play teams like that, it's a problem. Now just imagine that, and instead of having Tyrese Halliburton, you got Wendy. The one thing I said was they're as athletic, they're as fast, they're as quick, they're as skilled, they're as well coached. And I told you, now let's say this one thing before I say this next statement. J Dub did not play. And I want to acknowledge that. Okay. You just can't take 22 to 25 points, you know what I mean? Maybe 6 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists a game out of a lineup and expect everything to be fine. I get that. But what I told y'all was San Antonio was going to prove that they were deep, as deep or more deep than Oklahoma City. And last night, Champagne beat the shit out of them. It was Champagne last night. I
It
think
was.
De'Aaron Fox had like 15 points.
Yeah. in the fourth
Like it,
quarter.
it
Like he
wasn't
went
it
crazy in the
wasn't the
fourth quarter.
guys you thought it would be.
Yeah.
It was champagne last night. That man had the game of his fucking life. And guess what? He might not have a game like that the rest of the year. This whole finals, he might not. You never know who's going to step up for the Spurs. They don't have a legit number two. I told my brother this. He asked me, he said, who is Robin? I said, they are Robin. He got a Grayson, he got a Red Hood. You know, all the people that was Robin. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd. He got a Damian Wayne. He has more than one Robin. It just depends on who's gonna be Robin that night. And I want to give a shout out to OKC because they did everything they could do, but it's this one player I need to talk to. It's just one player I need to talk to on OKC. Chet Holmgren. Bring that ass here. What the fuck is you doing? Half the series, nigga, you are 7-2, and half of the fucking series they put Alex Caruso and fucking Lou Dort on Wemby. Like, what are we talking about here? Said 4 points in the game 7. Four, bro. He they were screaming. The commentator said, "Go at him." He went at him and fell. Chet Holmgren went at Wemby and just fell for no reason and turned the ball over. Chet Holmgren, the jury was out on you, but this series, I feel like you ain't got no heart. I feel like you scared of the big moment. I feel like when it's the Lakers, you good because there's no real competition down there. When it's these teams like Phoenix, where there's no real competition down there, you you look like the man. But see, when Wimby's came out there and Wimby start cooking, your ass crossed your legs like a little female, bro. You did not play at all this series. There has not been one Chet Holmgren sighting this entire series, and you built to be the best player. When you think about his size, his skill, his quickness, his intelligence, you're built to be the best player to play Wimby in this entire league. So I want to give a shout out to the Spurs because I said they would do it, and they did it the way that I said they was, even down to punching them in the fucking face game 1 and taking that shit on OKC's floor. I told you they would do that. So I want to give a shout out to them and to the Thunder. If I'm J Dub right now, I'm on fight. If I'm J Dub, it's smoke coming out my ears. Next year, I'm going to smoke everybody because the only reason my team lost is because I wasn't there. And shout out to Shea because he did his thing. Shout out to all the OKC except for Chet. Chet, your ass owe up. You owe up, Chet. This was embarrassing. I feel bad for you because you are to blame for the loss. I know they say one player don't make or break a game, but one player made or broke this fucking game. If Chet Holmgren would have gave us half a fucking effort, showed half a fucking uh uh showed half of heart, that banner at the bottom of the screen would read a lot different. So I'm celebrating to take this shot for the Spurs, but I'm gonna throw a bigger shot at Chet Holmgren's soft ass.
Yeah, I can't disagree with much of that. Stan, your thoughts?
It's not gonna be a good couple days for Chet Holmgren. That's like
Good
he's gonna
off
be in
season.
every he's gonna be in every. I can guarantee he's going to be in every Giannis trade scenario or
Yep.
whatever trade scenarios that you're going to want to hear tomorrow. The idiots on TV are going to bury him. But at the end of the day, he had a horrible game. He attempted 2 shots in a game 7,
Two
and
shots.
you're the second or third highest paid guy on the team. Not acceptable at all. The Thunder. First of all, Shea was amazing last night. He played
Fact.
fantastic. He
Fact.
carried the team offensively. And whatever you want to say about his style of play and all this other stupid shit that's been said over the last few weeks about his style of play, as if the Thunder, these guys invented flopping. Flopping's been a part of basketball forever. Um,
Touche, touche, Stan, touche.
they at the end of the day, they didn't. The referees, the officials made it very clear they weren't calling that shit yesterday, and they definitely made that clear in the first early on. We're not calling that today. It's Game 7. We're not calling this. So Shea still came up and said, you know what, whatever, and he made the big shot to kept the team in the game, kept them in there. They just didn't have that second option, and just not having J Dub, that was what cost them because they didn't have a second option. They didn't have that second option guy that could get a bucket of Shea because Shea was exhausted by the end of that game. He played 43 minutes. He was done. He gave everything he had, and he was exhausted because he just didn't have a second option because Chet no showed, and the other guys just didn't come through. I mean, they just didn't get enough from the other guys, and the Spurs are just so damn deep, and they showed how deep they were. And the Thunder just showed that just two guys being out killed their depth. They didn't have Mitchell, they didn't have J Dub, and it just hurt them because those two guys were offensively the two guys they could count on if Shea
Yep.
didn't have it that night. Again, you gotta
Yep.
remember J Dub had 40 points in the finals game last year.
Yep.
Yep.
So you losing that, and now you looking at Shea, and now you're looking at Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is a role player. You know, you're looking at Jared McCain. Jared McCain hasn't been in that spotlight before.
Meaningful basketball.
Meaningful basketball is this kind of shit. They just didn't have it. And the Spurs, like I said, that team just showed how deep they are because, like you said, Chad Petty had 20 points, 6 threes.
Yep.
Like Wemby played a great game, but he didn't have to have 40 or 20 like game one. You know what I'm saying? He had a great game, played very well, very efficient, didn't take a shit ton of shots, you know, and they got great play from Dylan Harper, who showed that he's going to be the guy. I don't know what the Spurs are going to do with Dylan Harper, man, because that dude's a superstar. They got three guys that can be superstars with Harper, Castle, and Wemby. That's going to be a fucking nightmare trio to deal with for the next 10 years in the West. I don't know why, but the thing is
that, with these new rules, if you can
with these, with that going on.
Hey yo, he might end up. You know what, Dylan Harper, and knowing the Spurs, you know they got the Spurs way. He might end up being Manu Ginobili. Like
He could
long
be.
haired Manu Ginobili came off the bench and he was giving Kobe buckets, he was giving Vince buckets, he was giving T Mac buckets. He was going at all of them niggas and he came off the bench. That might be Dylan Harper.
Might be, but I mean, again, they just have so many talented guys, and these guys were unafraid of the Game 7 spotlight. You know, we always say Game 7 brings out the men, separates the men from the boys.
Yeah.
Those guys came out and played unafraid from the opening tip. Unafraid. We don't give a shit. We don't care. We ain't never been here before. We here now, and we're gonna take it. And they've had the Thunder's number all year. They played 12 times this year. Like that's crazy. They played 12 times this year, including the playoffs. They just had their number.
Yep.
And we kind of joked about that in the regular season. Well, they beat them like what 2 or 3 times, almost a month, and it's like, well, I guess they got their number. Oh, the players, well, they had their number. That's how it came down to. They just had them. They had them down. So I think it's weird. You know, we've gone through over the last 5 years this changing of the guard every year, where it feels like it's this guy's time, and then like 2021, Giannis wins the ring with the Bucks, and we're like, well, it's Giannis's time. Is they gonna dominate these? Never get back there again. You know, and then the Celtics with Brown and Tatum, they got a run coming. Ain't been back since.
Yeah.
You know, with the Thunder, we thought that the Thunder looked like they were gonna. Even going back to earlier this year when they started 24-1 or whatever it was, but like, who's gonna beat this team over the next
Who's
few
gonna
years?
beat them niggas?
San Antonio. So now it's the Spurs' time, and now it's Wemby's time, and now we'll see what happens in the finals. But man, that's a good team.
Yeah.
And again, they did it the right way. They rebuilt their team the right way. This is a Spurs franchise. It's ironic that their dynasty started with finals against the Knicks in '99. And now they're this new run of this franchise is starting with a finals matchup with the Knicks.
Wow.
So
I thought about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how the finals play out. But man, this Spurs team, Jesus, they like I said, they built it the right way. They rebuilt it the right way through the draft, through smart free agent signings. You know, they did it the right way, and this team is loaded, loaded. They just rebuilt this team around Wimby, who who might be the best player in the league going forward. But I'm looking forward to it.
All right, a couple
Hey, Stan,
comments
you know
here.
what's
Couple
crazy?
comments here. Anthony is in the house. What's going on,
What's up,
brother?
Eric?
All right. For me, if San Antonio ends up winning an NBA championship, I think this is another dynasty in waiting, like the Spurs in the late
Yep,
'90s, early 2000s. I 1,000% agree with that.
yep.
1,000% agree. I think that's exactly what's about to come. Though again, the Thunder gonna have something to say about that next year. And if J Dub is healthy, this maybe doesn't happen. But
And
who
they
knows?
and they do have to beat the Knicks first, right? Let's not give them their flowers too early. They have to
Yeah,
beat the Knicks.
yeah.
But
We gonna
Bradley,
talk about that.
you know what's
Hold on.
crazy? Oh,
He
go ahead,
said,
go ahead.
how does Shet play? I heard he played pretty well. I guess it's being sarcastic.
Nah, he like, ah. Look at the hey yo, you got to go back and look at the first part of this live. And I gave Chet everything he needed.
Yeah, don't
I
forget
gave
about
Chet everything he needed. Trust
yeah,
me.
don't forget about Dort. Dort didn't give him anything either. Dort was not
But you
good.
don't expect Dort to.
I thought
He's
he'd do
been
more than that.
yeah. Well, yeah, you got to do better than that. Yeah.
You gave him nothing.
I
Gave
think
him
in
nothing
order for
offensively.
Harper to get playing time, I think it might have to get traded if he wants to be a star. Nah, I don't
No,
think
he
so.
could be Ginobili. He could be
Yeah,
Ginobili, yo. Let him
yeah, I
be
don't.
Ginobili for a little bit. Because
Yeah,
eventually you're going to move on from De'Aaron Fox. And that's what I was going to say, Stan. You brought up a big three in San Antonio that consisted of Wemby, Castle, and Dylan Harper. That's a legit future big three. But you didn't even mention six man of the year, Kel Johnson and De'Aaron Fox.
yeah,
He said
It's a,
hero
the
last
team is
night.
loaded. The team is loaded, man. They just acquired the right players, the right pieces, drafted well. I mean, what can you say? Else what can you say, man? It's like Darren Fox is a guy who's making a max contract, and he's just part of that team, part of that group, and he had a
Yeah.
great game yesterday. Great fourth quarter. Really picked up, made big shots when they needed them. Again, that's the sign of a really deep roster of being able to go with so many guys in a Western Conference Finals game. Usually, you see guys that get coached, and you're just like, "Who are my best seven guys?"
Yeah.
And the Spurs have like 10 dudes
Yeah.
that can legitimately play in a finals game.
yeah. I mean, look, I don't have much to add to what y'all said. I mean, just kind of it was what it was. The Spurs, like y'all said, they're loaded, and on top of the fact of them being loaded, they have who's going to be the best player in the league if he's not that right now. His presence on the game just defensively, it's a cheat code. They going to start changing some rules or something, yo, because this is just it's just unstoppable. And from the Thunder's position, man, like you see, like you already said it, Shed Holmgren. I mean, to only take two shots is like the craziest thing. Like you would think as a big
Hey,
man, you would get more shots on putbacks alone, but
He didn't want to shoot.
he just some of that still has to do with
He
some of
didn't want
that
to
has to
shoot.
do with Wemby. Some of that still has to do with Wemby, man. And like we said, I mean, Case and Wallace, we got to give a shout out to Case and Wallace because he showed up, especially in the
they
fourth
did.
quarter. He kept them afloat,
They
but
did.
just not enough. I mean, as far as if the San Antonio thing is going to be a dynasty, like you said, we got to wait for the Knicks series, of course. But and on top of that, the Thunder will be back next year. We
Oh yeah, the Thunder ain't going nowhere.
yeah,
They
they're not
should
going
they
Well, this
should
is
do
nowhere.
a
the
rivalry. This is a rivalry. This is the new Lakers versus Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I was thinking that last night too. I was actually thinking about that. I was thinking about that. I think these teams are going to play. They're going to play in the finals again next year. I do. I
Yeah.
believe
Oh yeah,
that.
they're gonna see each other for years. Barring injury,
Yeah.
fully healthy. These two teams are built to be in the Western Conference Finals for the next 5 years.
Yep.
as long as the Thunder don't make any crazy, do anything goofy in the offseason. They don't need to. Again, they can sit back and look at it and say, you know what, our second best player didn't play, our
Yeah.
best
Yep.
bench guy didn't play, and we were
Let me
still
ask you a
within
question though,
six
Stan.
points.
Are you
You may as well
can
say
I ask
Chet
you a
Holmgren
question
didn't
though,
play either.
Stan?
Good.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
sorry, go ahead, man. I'm sorry,
No,
go
I was
ahead.
about to say you may as well say Chet Holmgren didn't play either. But go ahead,
Yeah,
Kurt.
we got
That's what I
nothing
was
out of
about to
Shed
ask you.
Holmgren.
Are you
Yeah.
making if you're I'm asking Stan, if you're OKC right now, are you honestly evaluating a situation to where as though you give up Chet a couple draft picks and you bring back Giannis? Because if you got Giannis last night, Giannis ain't going. Giannis ain't going to put up no motherfucking 2 shots in a game 7. Are you legitimate? If you're OKC, you saying, listen, we got a bunch of draft picks and we got a bunch of young niggas. They are the team that can afford to spend resources to bring Giannis in. Do you think
What's the
they do
resource?
that?
I mean, they have to
Are you
evaluate it,
honestly
obviously.
okay?
They got to. I mean,
Who
I think they will. They're going to evaluate it, but I think the best course is just run it back and see
who
what
would you
happens. I think
who
just
would
run
you
it
have to
back.
trade? Who would you have to trade to get Giannis? Who would you say?
I mean, they could do, look if they
They could do
wanted
it,
to
of
get
course.
aggressive. They could throw in Holgram's contract. Again, Chet's still young
Of
enough
course.
to where a Bucks team might say, we could, he can develop under us, and he's still a
Mm-hmm.
very talented guy, super talented guy. He just didn't show up last night. It happens, but they could get there if they wanted to. Just throw in Chet, throw in a bunch of picks, maybe another contract, and they could get to that. But why would you? I just don't think that's a smart thing for them to do to basically take all their youth and the assets they've accumulated and to just throw all their chips into a 31-year-old Giannis who doesn't play the full season in 3 or 4 years. I just
Hey
don't know if
Stan,
that. I don't.
look at it a different way. There, let's look at it a different way. Do you use Chet to move up in the draft and grab Cam Boozer?
No,
Again,
I would not. I would not.
if
No.
one if one of those teams, no, I wouldn't do that. But that's another option for. That's the thing. They have a shit ton of options that they can go through. They can run the shit back
Yep.
the way it is, but they can also dangle some of these guys and try to move up in the draft and get another guy. They can do that. They've got
And
the
it might not
pieces.
have
They've
to be
got
Chet.
no. It don't have to even be Chet. It could be Mitchell. Mitchell on like a dozen other teams could be a 25-point night scorer.
Yep. Yep.
You
At
know what I'm
least
saying? Like
at least 18 and 6. At least
yeah,
that's the
he could
minimum.
be a 20 plus guy on another team. So you
Yes.
can look at, I mean, on any of these other teams. So I mean, again, if you're Brooklyn, and they say, "Hey, we'll give you Agent Mitchell, we'll give you Mitchell and a bunch of future picks. Give us that 6th pick." I mean, Brooklyn has never been meeting about that. So I mean, they got options, but for me, I'm just running shit back and getting healthy. Because again, I got Jalen Williams who didn't play and wasn't healthy. Again, they really missed him in this series. They didn't miss J Dub in the
They
first
did.
2 series because they just did. The Lakers didn't have enough, and the Suns didn't have enough. But they missed him in this series against an elite team. So they could look at it and say, you know what, let's get these guys healthy and run this shit back. But they could
They can.
also explore making a move for it. Hell, they could bring back KD.
If they felt
They
like
could do
it,
they could do anything really because they
Yeah.
have the assets, they have the trade pieces. They could do anything.
if they want
But
to, if they really want to stay, they could sign and trade. They can talk to the Lakers and sign and trade for LeBron and say, listen, we know we only got you for 2 years, but we know we're going to win a championship these 2 years.
they could do anything. I don't think they do that, but they could do anything.
All right, what scares
They
me
could.
about the New York Knicks is the lack of depth. They don't really have a deep bench outside of there. A couple players they
Let's
don't
go
have
to it. Let's do it,
is
man. You want to do the
so
finals now? Let's do the
yeah,
finals, man.
yeah, let's get there.
Let's get there. Anthony just gave us the segue. Shout
NBA Finals
out to my
predictions,
nigga Ant. He always here with us on the live.
no doubt. Um, for me personally, man, like if I'm being honest, like I don't think this is going to be an exciting NBA Finals. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. I think the Spurs are like head and shoulders the better team here. I think it's a very bad. I think it's a bad matchup for the Knicks. Also, Mitchell Robinson is going to be out. I think. I don't know
Oh
about the
my
whole
goodness.
series,
It's
but I know
definite.
he
Oh
said
my.
he. They said he had a broken finger, so he's going to be out. So I don't. I mean, that's some size gone. I mean,
I think he
Yeah, I don't
plans
know.
on playing.
You
I think they
can't
say
just
he
take
plans on
7-1
trying to
up
play.
out the lineup, bro. You can't just take 7-1 out the lineup and expect shit to be fine.
You
Especially
said,
when your next best big is your next tallest big is Cat.
I mean, did he? He said he said he's going to try to play anyway.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Is he's gonna try to play? He had surgery on the finger. He's gonna try to play. But again, I
Um,
mean, he's coming off the bench. All they really need him to do is use his 6 fouls
yeah,
against Wimby and rebound.
pretty
That's
much.
really
Basically,
Yeah,
block shot.
that's pretty
you
much it.
know
Um,
that's his role. So I mean, it's not like
I
I
don't,
think the Knicks have a great chance in this series. I think they have a good chance to win.
bro. I don't like. I don't like. I don't mean. I don't want to sound dark here, but like, I mean, I think this is going to be one of the more unexciting finals we've seen in a long time, man.
I believe that.
I mean, I hate to say it, bro, but I'm looking at the janitor's closet right now. I think I'm opening the janitor's closet, but I think it's gonna be a sweep, bro. I'm sorry, like
Wow, you
I
think they're
don't,
gonna sweep you?
I do, like I just
I
don't
don't
see
think
it.
it's gonna be sweet though. I think it's gonna be 5 though, right?
I think it's gonna be a sweep. I'm going 5. I'm going to sweep. So you say 5?
Yeah, I think the Knicks win game 4 at home.
Okay.
So, hold up. Who has home court advantage?
Spurs, right?
No, but the
Yeah,
Knicks won
Spurs.
16 this year, didn't they?
Wait, the Knicks got home
No,
court?
Spurs. No, the
Oh, the
Spurs have
Spurs?
home court.
Oh, then it's a sweep. Yeah. No, no, no. Well, no, no. It's a Spurs. Hold up. No, then I'm right then. Then I'm right then. They win game 4
Game
in New
4 at
York.
home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Spurs have home court. Spurs won
You know how the
62 games.
Spurs
The
do. They
Knicks
want
won
to
like
celebrate at home.
56.
They want to celebrate in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So, barring injury,
Yeah, of course.
barring injury, there is no way. Because if you're expecting Cat to show up against Wendy, you might as well throw that shit in the trash. And San Antonio is too good defensively. Like
Yeah.
those dudes, they take chances on the perimeter to keep you from shooting the three because they know if you drive, Wemby is there. You see what I'm saying? So they don't care about you giving them a wink, wink, and going by. 'Em. They only defending the 3-point shot. You understand? And the thing about Jalen Brunson, he, this is the worst matchup for Jalen Brunson. Let me tell you why. Because Jalen Brunson gets 50% of his points off of mid-range jumpers around the free throw line. Right? That's who around that motherfucking free throw line right now.
Mhm.
Wendy. Like it's no, it's going to be very hard for the Knicks to win this. I think they had a. I know it's crazy as it sounds. I know they got the championship experience, but they had a better chance of beating OKC with J Dub than they do to beat the Spurs straight up.
I don't know about that, but
It's a worse match. It's
it is a
about
bad matchup, but
matchup.
I agree with
It's
you.
a bad.
I agree.
The Spurs are a worse matchup than because the Knicks like to play bully ball a lot too, right? They, like I say, like
Yeah. Yeah.
anybody will post you up. OG will post you up. Mikal Bridges, who's 6'7", 6'8", get a small guard on him. He'll put his body on him on his way to the rack. You can't. All of that shit is
Yeah.
nullified because of Wemby. You're really going to have to become a perimeter shooting team in order to beat the Spurs.
Yeah, and like unless you can see a situation where like Carl Anthony Towns is like pulling Wimby away from the paint. But the reality is, if I'm the Spurs, I'm not even gonna put Wimby on counts. I
I'm gonna
probably
put
put Wimby
Champagne
on.
on.
Yeah, I probably put Wimby on either Bridges or Ananobi. I'm probably not gonna even deal with it. So Stan, help me. Help me find a way the series goes more than 4, man. Help me, man.
Is the thing with the Knicks is like you said, it's going to be tough because look, I think people are a little bit jaded by the fact the Knicks have just run through. The Knicks ran through the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference.
The Eastern
I wasn't
Conference, yeah.
surprised that they did. They ran through the Eastern Conference, and again,
I
they
mean,
ran through a Hawks team that just was with the Hawks were just too soft.
No, but the Hawks
Those Sixers
pushed them
weren't
though.
there. Again,
The Hawks
you beat
pushed
the
them a little
Hawks.
bit.
They beat the Hawks by 60 points in an elimination game. So I can't even really take that series seriously.
But that was a game 6 though, wasn't it?
They
yeah, it was game 6.
no,
Yeah.
it was game 5. No,
It
yeah, it
was?
was game six.
Oh,
Game
game
six. Game
six. Yeah.
six. Game six.
Yeah,
Because
they
the
took him to
Hawks,
six, man.
since the Hawks took 2 games from him in the middle of that series by 1 point. The Knicks lost 2 games in this whole playoffs by a combined 2 points.
2 points.
The Sixers just weren't. They weren't good enough. And then the Cavs were too soft and were good enough.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't, I can't wait to talk about the Cavs later on in the summer to see what they do. Because that Harden extension is coming.
Oh my goodness. He gonna get 65 million from them niggas.
He gonna get something, but the Knicks have been so dominant that but I just don't think the competition. Those teams are nowhere near the Spurs caliber in their depth and their defensive prowess. Not even close. But I like the Knicks team. I said going back into the beginning when we did our predictions, the Knicks will come out of the East. I thought they had the best starting lineup in the league. I said that then. I still stand by the fact. I still think they have the best starting five in the league. Their starting five is as good as it gets. The problem with the Knicks is going to be coming again with the depth thing. Coming off their bench, who's going to be their guys coming off the bench that's going to match what the Spurs can come off the bench with?
I mean, Clarkson, Shamit.
Man, Clarkson,
The Knicks,
bro, Clarkson ain't been here. Don't give me that.
Well,
Clarkson ain't
nah,
been here.
Shamit, yeah.
Shannon been great off the
Where's the
bench.
Yeah.
20-point Clark? Yo, Clarkson, to me, Clarkson was a Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams type nigga. Like, I give you 20 off the bench. Don't worry about it. I got you,
But
coach.
that's the point. I'm talking
Yeah.
about coming off the bench. Who they got coming off the bench?
That's
Their
Clarkson.
bench is just not. It's
But he
just
hasn't been
you're looking
there.
at Clarkson. Yeah, you're looking at Clarkson. You're looking at Shannon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at Mitchell Robinson. It's just not as good as what the Spurs can call off the bench with in terms
Yeah.
of not just offensive. I mean, they can bring Dylan Harper, and Dylan Harper can go for 20 off the bench. You talking about Harrison Barnes. You're talking about Keldon Johnson, another guy who at one point was a 15, 20-point game scorer before Wemby and the crew got there. This
Keldon
team,
Johnson was the guy that got invited to USA basketball
Keldon
before
Johnson's
Wimby
a
and
good
all that
player.
shit.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson was the best guy they had until they drafted Wemby and Castle and Harper. I don't
Yep.
know. Like I said, I like this Knicks team. It would be a great story for the Knicks franchise, not so much for New Yorkers because they're the most obnoxious fucking sports fans on the planet. Like when their teams are good, they like to let you know about it. But they haven't won
And
shit
they're
since
gonna win a
Obama was
championship
president.
every year.
Yeah, they haven't won anything since Obama was president. But
Oh my goodness.
they are, unfortunately, I gotta say, they are severely out talented, outmatched with this Spurs team.
They outmatched.
Yeah.
I think that again, their starting five can match up with San Antonio, but to an extent they can match up with San Antonio. But like you said about Wemby, I don't know what the answer for Wemby is going to be. Is it going to be? I don't see it being Towns. I just don't. I don't see it. But again, that might be the only option. Is can Towns? Can you bring Wemby out the paint? Can you just draw him out and just start shooting? Because if he can start making shots from the outside, which he has not shot a ton of threes this year. But this is a guy who once called himself the best big man shooter of all time.
But
So you might have
I
to
ain't gonna
show him
lie.
this series.
Hey, Stan, I don't like Cat, but he does have that's a legitimate argument between him and Dirk.
No, it's not. But again, it's.
It
But
is,
he's gonna
yo.
have
Come
to.
on.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But he has to. He's got. He's gonna have to make shots from the outside because they gotta get. If they can draw Wemby from the outs from that paint, then Brunson can do his damage in the mid range and get to the rim like he usually does. But if that's not the case, they're gonna have a hard time scoring inside. Now they can make shots from the outside. I mean, Bridges has been fantastic in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Anobi's been fantastic in the playoffs. These guys
Shout
have
out to
made
Josh
shots from the
Hart.
outside. Josh Hart too, but man, I'm gonna have to say Spurs and Spurs. I'll say Spurs in 6. I think the
Mm.
Knicks. Yeah, I think the Knicks can get a couple, but like game one, I expect the Spurs to win by like 20. I think game one, the Spurs are gonna win like 20, and I think the Knicks will get like game 3 and maybe Game 5. But I think the Spurs are going to get them in 6. Um, I give the Knicks 2 games because I think the Knicks are very good. This is a very good
Yeah.
team, and they're going to be a bitch to deal with in the Eastern Conference for the next few years because they're set up to make. This is a setup for the Knicks to have a nice little 3-year run with this roster.
3 or 4 year
It's a,
run. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
yeah, so they're going to be good. They're a fucking great team, but this Spurs team's a juggernaut, and you just take down the defending champions in their own building.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
Spurs. I think
I
Spurs.
think as it stands, I agree with you. The Knicks are set up to be the superior team for at least the next 3. Beyond 3, we can have a conversation. But for the next 3, I feel like the Knicks are set up to be the team. Now,
um,
Detroit can have something to say about that. And the
um,
Atlanta Hawks, who has been their toughest opponent so far, that young team of Atlanta getting better. It's nowadays with the NBA, it's so easy to rebuild. All you gotta do is get picks, young talent, and you could bring in a superstar. Back in the day, you would never think like superstars could get traded this easy. But when you think about the talent that's coming into the league, and you think about a team that has young talent with like Atlanta, they could do a lot of shit with Reza Shea. They could do a lot of shit with Jalen Johnson. They could do a lot of shit with Nikhil Alexander Walker has become. You see what I'm saying? Though they might have something to say. The Pistons and the Hawks, I think,
well,
as we talk today.
hold
And I
on
had a
now.
conversation with y'all off screen about what the Wizards can do, but we're gonna leave that shit alone. What I'm saying is the Knicks are definitely set up to be the team for the next 3 to 4 years in the East. Now,
Well,
but this is my problem with the Knicks. Big Cat is your best big man. That's my number one problem with the Knicks. Because when Big Cat get faced with another big that's dominant, yo, Joel Embiid ain't shit no more. We already know that. He came back the first round, and he showed his MVP Joel. He ain't got it no more. Back in the day when yo used to play Joel Embiid used to dominate him. Just look at the numbers. When when Big Cat look across the court and see another elite center or another elite talent, he has the tendency to run and hide in the closet. And he's gonna have to defend Wemby. Until Mitchell Robinson comes off the bench, who's
maybe,
defending Wemby?
maybe. I mean, you can make a case that I could put OG Anunoby or Bridges
Oh
over.
my God, come on, bro.
Bro,
Come
hang
on,
on.
bro.
Dude,
All
the
right,
Thunder,
man.
Canopy.
man, the Thunder was having the guard Wimby at times.
And
You
how
telling
that
me
work for them?
it ain't work out? But I'm just saying you could try
That's
some
what I'm
stuff.
saying. You got to stand. We are all in agreement that Chet Holmgren. Are we all in agreement that Chet Holmgren should have checked Wemby?
Of course.
Okay,
I've been said that.
okay.
I've been said that. Yeah.
So you gonna put OG on him instead of Big Cat and do the same thing OKC did? Do you know
No.
how handicapped OKC was by putting fucking Caruso on him? Do you understand how handicapped they were?
I'm just saying you could do it. I'm just saying you could theoretically do it. Those are guys that you could do it. But hold on, we got a comment here. San Antonio, I have San Antonio in 7.
In 7?
I don't trust the bench depth for the Knicks outside a couple of people. They don't have consistency coming off the bench. That's why it's not
Right.
going 7, bro. Like what?
That's why
7?
it's not going 7. Right, Reggie.
Come on, 7?
How you gonna
They
say, hey
said that.
Anthony? This is the first time I got to question you, Anthony. How you gonna tell us it's going 7? Then give us the exact reason why it's not going 7.
What scares me about Wemby is he's not really a big guy, even though he's 250. He's slim 250, and that type of body doesn't work well against punishing. Man, well, I mean
Who's gonna punish him down
I
low?
said that frame. What did he have in game 1? 40 and 22. I was watching Wilt Chamberlain, so that frame apparently is working pretty well.
But what I'm saying though, Aaron, who's the guy that's gonna bang with him down bottom in New York?
Yeah, I mean Mitchell Robinson was probably gonna have to be that guy, but I'm not sure if he's playing
You're
or
not
not.
about to post up Mitchell Robinson, dog.
But
No.
I was just talking about just putting physicality. I wasn't talking about posting them up.
See, if
I hear
this
what
was
you're
the
saying.
2000s, if this was the 2000s, I know he
Ain't no,
played for the Spurs, but see, he would have to play against. Well, he played for the Spurs, so he wouldn't have to play for against a Duncan. But he would have to play a Weber. He would have to play. He would have to play a Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Guys that's going to bang.
I'm saying consistently going down low because he's going to go to the 3-point line. He's not going to go down low consistently against like Joker. Yeah, I mean that's facts, but he's not playing Joker though.
He's
Like
not
we
playing
talking about the
Joker.
Knicks. He talking about the
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
right,
Knicks.
not.
right, right.
I
See,
don't disagree
Joker
with
gonna
that, but
beat
he
him
not.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Wemby's going to dominate. He's going to dominate the series.
yeah, he's gonna dominate the series. I mean,
He's going to dominate the series.
we got to move on. We got to move on. But
I want to
I
ask.
will.
Let me ask Anthony one question, then we can
Go
move. Can I ask him one question?
ahead.
Anthony, just answer this. Who's the guy that's gonna beat Wemby up for the Knicks?
Yeah, I mean, unless he's saying that people are going to drive to the basket and just roll into him. But even then, I mean, I think the honestly the key players for this series that can possibly keep this series afloat is going to be whoever Wemby is guarding. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's
Mm-hmm.
Towns, if it's Anunoby, if it's Bridges, because you could put Wemby on any three of them guys. Can those guys stretch the floor and bring him out of the lane?
And
If
Mitchell Robinson ain't
Anunoby,
doing that.
no, not Mitchell Robinson. Also, when he's in the game, Wemby will probably guard him. But I'm saying that like if he's guarding Bridges, can Bridges keep it up? If he's guarding Anunoby, can Anunoby keep it up? If he's guarding Towns, can Towns start hitting threes again? Because if he can, now we got a different series. If he can start pulling him out of the paint, because then we can open up Jalen Brunson shooting those mid-range shots you was talking about. But that's gotta be the key. That has to be the key. But
He's not gonna be able to shoot the mid ranges.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you with the flop king, big
Big
cat.
cat. Hey, that's what I'm saying. And
Yeah,
who's the nigga that's gonna actually? I get what you're saying about Wemby being slim in his body frame, but you don't have nobody that's gonna actually beat him up.
yeah.
Even Draymond Green beat him up a little bit at 6'7".
All right.
That guy for the Knicks.
All right, gotta move on. Drizzy Drake broke the record of Michael Jackson as far as the having the most number ones from a male artist. He also broke a couple of other records as well. He has the most simultaneous Hot 100 entries. He had 42 songs on the Hot 100 charts.
42.
Yeah, the previous record was Morgan Wallen, who had 37. He also became the first artist in history to earn over 400 total chart entries, including extending his own all-time record of 402. Okay.
Hold up. He broke his own record.
Yeah. Also, made history be the first living solo artist to ever have 12 albums on the Hot 100 chart simultaneously.
All right, Joe.
So he had the 3 that he just put out, and I guess because of that, people was bumping his old music as well. So we had 12 albums on the charts. He also broke Jay-Z's record with the most number one albums by a hip hop artist. He broke Jay-Z's record as well.
That don't count, Reggie, because he's not a pure hip hop artist. I
agree with that. I 1,000% agree with that. But
okay,
gotta report it because that was on the thing. Gotta report it. So I'm gonna start with Stan. I mean, you can talk about any of those records I talked about, but the thing that most people are talking about is him breaking Michael Jackson's record for the most number ones from a male solo artist, excuse me. He does have another mountain to climb though, because the Beatles have 20. So this is his 15th number one. So he's got a couple more to get to the Beatles, but just this one in terms of the Michael Jackson. Any other ones you want to talk about is cool, Stan. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't give a fuck about any of that. I really don't care. Who cares? At the end of the day, the whole thing is he beat a Michael Jackson record. Who cares? A bunch of people stream this shit. Who cares? At the end of the day, his cultural influence is not even a quarter of Michael Jackson. And the idea that any of these artists out today have anywhere close to the cultural influence of Michael Jackson, it's laughable. Good
Facts,
for Drake.
facts, facts,
Good for Drake. But at the end of the
facts.
day, cultural
That's true.
influence beats streams 10 out of 10.
Facts.
Drake isn't even the most culturally influenced rapper of all time. I mean, we'll talk about the guy who actually is a little bit later. Um, Again, it's like I've heard a lot. You hear a lot of people talk about Michael Jackson. Just showed you his cultural influence that a fucking movie about him, about his life,
A movie.
catapulted his music back into the top of the charts. This dude had the number one album in the Billboard charts, an album that was released 42 years ago. He's been dead for 15 years.
42 years, yo.
He had singles, a song that was written in 1982 be the number one song in the country. 42 years after it was released. So
42.
I don't really care about this topic. I don't really know why it was put on here because it's like at the end of the day, his cultural influence will never be as close to Michael Jackson. He can boost as much streams as possible and have his
Yep,
bots come out and play his
yep.
shit on repeat. That's how they boost his streams. Streams don't mean shit because niggas can influence them and boost them and do all kinds of goofy shit to inflate streams. Jay-Z's talked about that a billion times and niggas don't listen. Um, who cares? Good for him. He put out 3 albums to get out of his album deal to get this record. So cool, cool. Michael Jackson did that shit off one album. Cool. I don't know what else to add to it, so y'all can talk about it. I really don't care.
Kurt.
First of all, I want to say congratulations because anytime you're mentioned in the same breath as Michael Jackson as a musical artist, it's a compliment. Now, I'm on my stand shit. Can you imagine what Michael Jackson would have been if that motherfucker had social streaming? Can you imagine Michael Jackson in 1984 with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and X?
It's a different
Bro,
world, man.
do you understand all of the bullshit that had to happen in order for a nigga to even catch Michael Jackson? Listen, Michael Jackson, a nigga just did this shit, just broke this shit 40 years, like he said, 42 years later. All Michael Jackson had was newspapers and the news. That's it. That nigga ain't had no Facebook. That nigga ain't had nothing. He ain't had no internet. We couldn't look at our phones and see Michael Jackson. All that nigga had was newspapers, word of mouth, and your local news station. And niggas just breaking this record 42 years later. Bro, this not even comparable, bro. And to me, I will congratulate Drake because it tells a level of success. And Drake is one of the hardest working, most dedicated artists. Also, he definitely works hard in his craft. So for me, it's like, okay, I respect you because this shows that you were working harder than anybody else. You were trying harder than anybody else. You were more true to this shit than anybody else. This is when Drake said, "Yo, I've been true to this shit." This right here is an example of it. He can bring this up, bro. You got to be working hard to break Michael Jackson records. You understand? But if we talk about in terms of prestige, fuck no, it's not. It's still not close for Michael Jackson. Ain't none of these niggas gonna ever catch. Bro, this nigga did this shit with radio, newspapers, and local news and word of mouth. If Michael Jackson, listen, if Michael Jackson, I'm gonna tell you this, this is how I feel. If Michael Jackson had the internet in 1984, he would have died sooner. They would have had to kill the nigga. He had so much, he had so much fucking power and influence over the influence in 1984, he could have changed the fucking world with 2 or 3 tweets. So, if you want to talk, do you want to do? I'm congratulating Drake. I am. I am. But if you think that him breaking this record puts him anywhere in the stratosphere of Michael Jackson, you a dumb motherfucker. It took 42 years. You know how many electronic advancements we've had since Michael Jackson set the record? So I congratulate you, Drake. You broke his record. Nobody else broke it. Jay didn't break it, Nas didn't break it, Taylor Swift didn't break it, Beyonce didn't break it. You know what I'm saying? Billie Eilish. You can name a bunch of outstanding artists throughout the years that didn't break this record. So I'm giving you your credit, but this does not put you close to Michael Jackson, and it damn sure don't make you the Michael Jackson of this era, if that's what you think, because there's no such thing.
Yeah, but I pretty much agree with both of y'all. One clarification I want to make real quick is that the record was the most number ones for a male artist. Okay, so as male solo artist, excuse me. So technically, Taylor
Oh,
Swift
I'm
is already,
sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I just want to make sure I
Nicki
clarify.
Minaj probably got more than him, don't he? Don't she?
No,
Because I think
Taylor
she got a
Swift
bunch
does.
of number ones.
Taylor Swift does. Taylor Swift and Michael
Okay.
have Taylor Swift and Drake have the same amount. They both have the same amount. So Taylor Swift has, but so yeah, I pretty much agree with everything that y'all said. I think that some of the conversation around this has been pretty toxic because I feel like people can't understand that two things can be true. Okay, we can like Kurt said, we can congratulate him, and we can also just give him his flowers because the reality is the rules are the rules for everybody, and he's the only one that's doing it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So the rules are the rules. But at the same time, we also have to understand that the rules being the way they are makes things easier. Like the record that I talked about,
Mm-hmm.
as far as him having what was it, 11 albums on the charts at one time, like that's possible because when you put out new music, it makes people want to listen to your old music. So now that's going to be on the charts. Back in the day, that wasn't the case. Once I bought the album, I bought the album. I
You
might have
bought
still
the
been.
album.
Can you imagine if streaming was back then when Thriller was out? Like nobody would have had a chance because that shit was playing through the entire 80s into the 90s.
Yep.
So it shit
Yep.
would have never left the charts if that was the
Yep.
case. If it was streaming,
Yep.
right? So back then, once the album was purchased, it's not going to count as a sale again because I have it. I'm just playing it. But now, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different. Like you can't really compare. It's almost like in basketball, you got to say the pre-shot clock era,
Yep. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
When them niggas
and,
was wearing leather helmets and football
and
and shit.
football,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Schedule was only 14 games in NFL, stuff like that.
Right.
You kind of
Right.
have to look at it that
You
way
can
because
helmet to helmet niggas. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the rules are just different. But
But you know how
um,
many times you said Thriller? Just think about
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You know how many times Thriller has been played since it came out? Since Michael Jackson, since the
yeah,
first record, whoever was that privileged radio guy to play Thriller for the
yeah.
world for the first
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yep.
You know how many times it's been played since then?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what year did Thriller come out? That was before our time, technically,
That's
right?
like 84, if I'm not mistaken.
82.
85,
80, that's so,
82.
82.
so 82. Now think about it.
Dude,
82.
82.
82.
get the
Now
fuck out of here, bro.
when
To this
when
day,
we
they still doing Thriller
that's what I'm
challenges.
saying, yo. By the time we came of age to where we could even comprehend and understand music, it was still popping. And so, like, imagine
There
if
is
that
no
was
there
yeah,
is no
There's no
comparison
comparison to
to
Michael
yeah,
Jackson.
of course
today's
not.
today's music landscape to then. It's no comparison. It's a different world. People got music differently then than they compare to now. So comparing the times is fucking stupid. So whatever record that Drake broke, again, I don't really care because it doesn't mean as much as it did then. Because
Exactly.
nowadays, because again, Drake stands like to spam and play his music and boost his streams. Um, it's just not the same thing. But again, congrats to him, I guess, for whatever it is that he did. But again, cultural influence versus streams, it's not close.
Right, right. And this the thing. This the thing, man. I'm happy you said that. You said cultural influences.
Mhm.
All these niggas pop locking and sliding across the floor. Who the fuck do you think they want? Like. Oh, I mean, if you want to be technical, it's Chuck Berry. Okay,
I
but
was about to say everybody get
Chuck
it from
Berry,
somebody. But yeah,
Chuck
yeah,
Berry didn't get his respect like Mike did.
yeah.
You understand? Like
Michael
Mike
got
is
his stuff from James Brown, and Michael openly talked about how James Brown influenced him.
he,
So
Yeah.
he say Chuck Berry too. He say Chuck Berry
Chuck
was his
Berry too,
man. Yeah, but what I'm
he
saying
too.
is, what I'm saying is to compare any. If we're going to compare anybody to Michael Jackson, it has to be a Tupac or a Jay Z as far as hip hop is concerned. Maybe a Nas. Okay, these
There's no,
new niggas
there's no
There's no
because
comparison.
comparison.
There's no
it's
There's no
no
comparison.
comparison.
comparison for these
There's no
new niggas.
comparison anyway.
But
Yeah.
if
There's no
what I'm saying
comparison,
is,
and
if
there's
we're going to
no.
reach, what I'm saying is, if we're going to reach, I agree with y'all. There's no comparison. Okay, but if we're going to reach, if we're going to try to make a comparison in hip hop, it's going to have to be a nigga like Tupac, who's been gone for 30 years and we still talk about him. It's going to have to be a nigga like Nas to hit his day. We still listen to him. It's going to have to be a
It's
nigga
not.
like
It's
Jay.
not. It's not
But it's
Nas. It's
not, it's
not. No.
even
No.
that. I'm saying I'm attempting to try to imagine a situation that there's comparable. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
There's no.
For
Like I
all of
said,
these
there is no
people,
comparison.
the reason I'm doing
There's
that
no
is to
comparison.
let people know how far Drake is from where the Michael Jackson comparison. And we can't compare Nas, a hip hop artist like Nas, Jay, and Big and Tupac to fucking niggas that's been doing it for 30, 40 years. What the fuck chance does Drake have?
But I mean, Drake is probably going to be closer to it than any of those guys just because of the numbers, just because of how popular the music is.
But you said cultural impact, right? You
Well,
said
I mean,
cultural
None
impact
and not and
over
none of the people that you
over
mentioned is even
statistics.
close.
We
no,
can
because
add
None of the
all of them
people that
niggas
you
up and they
mentioned.
won't be close. I was attempting to reach far enough to even attempt to fathom, to imagine a situation where we can compare one of them niggas to Michael Jackson.
yeah,
You
I mean,
understand? I was
like even
reaching.
even if you like like take Drake out of it and just look at it from the standpoint of there can never be artists that are even as big as artists from like the 2000s simply because of the way music is consumed. I've mentioned this a
Only
bunch of
one
times.
artist, Reg. It's only one artist to compare to Michael. And that's his fucking sister. That's the
No,
only person. That's it. You want to talk
Not
about
even
impact?
Janet.
Even, listen, Janet is the only Janet Jackson and her impact on female R&B is the only thing that's remotely close to Michael Jackson and Prince. Janet
no, but
Jackson and
listen,
Prince are the only things remotely close to even coming close to comparing to Michael Jackson.
but
There's
this is
no
what I'm
comparison.
this is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying though. Like I think that in general, when it comes to music now, artists simply can't be that big because of the way music is consumed. You know,
That's true.
like
That's true. Okay.
like as big as Taylor Swift is,
The
Taylor
access
Swift,
is too easy.
the access is too easy. And so like now it's just a matter of just picking up your phone and listening to it. Back then, you had to have fans that were willing to get in the car and drive and buy, pick up the album with real money in a real store and hand it to a real cashier and play it in a real CD player. It's not just pick up the phone and listen to it. You
For a
right? So
record
like,
player, Reggie.
yeah, well, record
Yes,
player. I'm talking
this
about
is
our era. Like, and so that's the only way you could do it. And so back then we had what I call a musical hub. A musical hub was MTV. So all the big
Oh yeah.
music all went through that hub. So it wasn't a situation where somebody could be a big artist and you wouldn't know the songs. Like, I feel like if you ask a lot of people like on our side of the fence to name 5 Taylor Swift songs, I bet you they couldn't do it. But back in the 2000s, if you said name 5 Britney Spears songs, they could rattle them shits off because and at that time, music went through the hub. So it didn't matter if you liked it or not. You know them records. You know, it didn't matter if you liked the Backstreet Boys or not. You knew them records because it went through that hub. Now you can kind of stay on your own side of the fence and not even know what's happening on the other side of the
On
fence.
the other side. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So it's
That's fact.
impossible. It's impossible for an artist to be that big. So I almost feel like I kind of contradicted what I said because I feel like if you put Michael Jackson in today's times, obviously
Young
he'd be
Michael
a big
Jackson.
artist.
Before the Pepsi commercial and all that. The
Yeah,
young
I
nigga
feel
with the
like
afro.
even if you
Yeah.
put him in
This is
today's
why
times, it would still be a situation where people would be able to stay on the other side of the fence and wouldn't be able to name 5 Michael Jackson songs.
this
Only
Yep.
this
people
is
who
this
was
is
down would be able to
yeah.
name them, but people on
Yep.
the other side of the
That's
fence
this
wouldn't. So yeah,
That's why what you're saying,
That's
like I
a
said,
good point, Reggie.
this
yeah,
is why this is an asinine conversation. This is why this is
it's
an
not, man.
asinine conversation. It is, and this is why it's
Tell us
stupid.
why. Let
Because
me
this
hear
is
it.
stupid. Because again, you're talking about two different worlds, two
Yeah,
different eras, and people and fame and a different level of fame. You can't take an artist from the '80s and put them in today's and think they're going to be 3 times as big as they were because it's a different
yeah,
world.
yeah,
Michael Jackson existed in a time period where people you said you had to work to get to people and people you had to work to get the music. It's a different era. So again, that's why I think that's an asinine conversation because back then there was a different way of getting music. And like Reggie said, and Reggie made the point about the music hub. If you watched MTV, you knew who all these people were. You knew all the music. You watched it. Nowadays, I don't know nothing about who tops the charts. I don't know nothing about that shit because all I listen to
yeah,
is the shit that I like to listen to.
yep,
Yep.
So I'm not in that world. Well, back
Yep.
then you were have you if you liked music, you were in that world. And like I said, different level of fame. Michael
yeah,
Jackson was a different level of fame. And maybe I talked to Reggie about this off camera yesterday. Michael Magic Johnson told a story about when he invited Michael to a Lakers game, and the hysteria was so bad it delayed the Lakers game for like an hour and a half. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey was sitting courtside the Cavs game, and no who besides the fact that ESPN showed him a bunch, who gave a fuck? Nobody gave a shit.
And you know what? And you know
You
what? You're
couldn't.
right because Beyonce and Jay Z they sit at the court side of the Brooklyn Nets games all the time. When LeBron come into Brooklyn, they show up. At what's coming to show Brooklyn, Beyonce and Jay Z are there all the time. If Michael Jackson showed up to a Brooklyn Nets game today, they would have to delay that shit.
It's different levels of fame. The people today are different famous than Michael
right,
Jackson. Michael Jackson
right,
was a different stratosphere.
It was a
So,
different
like I said,
stratosphere from everybody. Fact.
it's an asinine conversation because Drake is in this generation, Michael was in that one, and it's a different way of getting music. It's a different level of fame. People just are just differently. It's a different level of fame nowadays than what it was back in the '80s. Famous people back in the '80s could be really fucking
yeah,
famous.
yep,
And not only
Superstars were
that,
really famous.
yep,
and not
You know what I
only
mean?
that, Michael Jackson comes from an era of we passed the love down, right? Like, so anybody in his era that love Michael Jackson, the kids are. I got a cousin named Shiana. She just went to college. She's a sophomore in college. She don't know shit about Michael Jackson. She like when Michael Jackson was doing it. When by the time she start listening to Michael Jackson is done. But she will kill your ass for Michael Jackson. She will murder you for Michael. And she 19 in her sophomore year of college. Let me tell you why. Because she grew up with her mother and her father playing Michael Jackson in her house. Michael Jackson is almost a fucking pastime for our culture. Like, you know how to say baseball is America's pastime? Michael Jackson is black people's culture's pastime. Your kids gotta know who Michael Jackson is. Like, that shit is real. She is 19 years old and can sing all of Michael Jackson's songs because her father and her mother passed it down to her. That's some different shit. You're not gonna listen in 30 years. Our kids, like Sam kids and your kids and their grandkids, they're not gonna know who Drake. They might not know who Kendrick Lamar is, but they still
yeah.
might know who Michael Jackson is. Your grandkids, Reg, Stan, your grandkids will know who Michael Jackson is, whether they know who Drake is or not.
Sadly, I don't know. Sadly, Kurt, I don't know about that. But I mean, we'll have to
Bro,
wait and see. Sadly, I
Michael
don't know about
Jackson
that.
has been passed down through generations, my nigga.
I hope you.
That
I
that's
mean,
a
I hope you're
different
right, but I don't know.
that's a totally different
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
about
I don't know.
that. But no, it's a stupid conversation because it's like just different generations. It's different. Back then it was totally different. Nowadays you can beat records just by boosting your streams. it just doesn't mean as much. But
I mean, yeah, I agree. And Drake probably would have been even a bigger artist if he was in the 2000s or in the 90s. He probably would have been a bigger artist because of the way music was consumed. So
maybe, maybe.
Maybe, but what you
yeah,
had to go through to
yeah,
prove that you were a fan, you
exactly.
had to actually sift through. Yes.
All right. Speaking of Drake, Jay-Z
No,
dropped
my
a
goodness.
freestyle. Uh,
No.
and I had a feeling he was gonna do this because Drake took some shit. We didn't talk about it on the Iceman review because we had so much to talk about. But I mean, Drake took some shots at Jay on there. So I'm gonna start with Stan because I think Stan is the Jay-Z guy here on this channel. We're all Jay-Z guys, but I think Stan is even
Yeah,
more so.
Stan is the Jay-Z guy.
So I want to know what you think about this freestyle. And besides, he didn't just Drake. He threw some shots at Dame Dash and looked like a couple of those subliminals of Nicki Minaj too. So, Stan, what do you think about this?
I don't know what Jay is up to. I feel like new music is coming. I really hope so because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm more interested in is new music from him.
Yeah.
Um, it's always good to hear from him in any sense because
Mm-hmm.
he is the cultural. He is, I guess I would say he is the face of hip hop,
Go ahead and say he's the
and
Michael Jackson of hip hop.
he is the Michael Jackson of hip hop. I guess you could say in the sense that he has so much cultural influence even today,
Mm-hmm.
and his ability to stop the world when he does shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew he was doing the Roots Festival, this weekend, and he does this. And I had a feeling he was going to do this as well. He was going to do something to get attention, and that's what he did. And I have no idea what he's up to. I think that he's just tired. I think he's like a lot of people. You get tired of people saying shit, and again, he just tired of people beneath him
Yep.
talking shit.
Yep.
Nicki
Mm-hmm.
Minaj has
Say
been
that shit.
talking this crazy cocaine infused stuff over the last couple
Oh my
years about
goodness.
Jay Z. He's been on this. She's been on this Jay Z thing, and I don't even know why. Is it because Jay Z picked Kendrick over Lil Wayne to do the Super Bowl show? Can you imagine a cocaine alcohol infused Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl?
Yo, chill,
It's
Stan.
not. It's just not. It's not. It doesn't add up. But I don't know what the problem is that she has. I mean, look. Nikki has a lot of problems. A lot of problems that don't have anything to do with music. So I can't speak on why she's talking shit about Jay. But again, Dame Dash has made a living of doing podcasts about Jay Z, and it's literally the only
Yes.
reason why people talk about. It's literally the only thing that
Yes.
makes him relevant nowadays.
Facts.
It's the only thing relevant about him. He's nobody. He was the Puff Daddy to Jay Z's Biggie. I don't really know what else to say about him. But these niggas have been running their mouth about him. People putting them in the Epstein files and all this shit. Nigga probably got tired of it. So I'm fighting back this shit. I had hoped that he would not involve himself in this stupid shit. I really did. I didn't want him involving himself in this. I didn't want him getting involved in Drake's whatever he got going on. His whan Kendrick Lamar called me a pedophile shit. I don't know what. Like, I didn't want him involved in this shit. I didn't want him involved, and I just think the MC and him just said, "Fuck it." The nigga's a billionaire. The nigga walking out there with his baggy clothes, his hair flaring out like Kendrick, like Colin Kaepernick. Nigga don't give a fuck about nothing, yo. He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire married to one of the finest bitches in the world. You think he gives a shit about any
Whoa.
of this stuff, man? You think he cares about any of this stuff, though? He married to
He does
Beyonce,
though. He does though,
billionaire.
yo. But he does
But
though, because he's still a
at the end
rapper.
of the day, he's still an MC. He's still a rapper. He's still an MC. He's still
One second.
MC.
1 second. Stay. Hold that thought. Is Jay-Z similar to Eminem to where if you start a beef with him, he can almost destroy your career? I don't necessarily think Eminem ended anybody's career. I don't think Jay
Nobody
Z really.
can. Nobody's getting
Yo,
anybody's
Eminem
career
ended the source.
that.
Eminem
Yeah,
ended
he
the
did.
source.
Yes, he did. He did in the Source
Okay,
magazine. No
okay,
doubt about that. He
okay,
did end the source.
okay.
Yeah, that's fact. He enjoyed the
But
Source
that was already
magazine.
that was a dying
Yeah,
It
entity
was
at the
dying
time
because
anyway.
yeah,
even Big Pun said, "What I got to do to get them to suck my dick at the source or some shit like that." You remember that bar he had about
yeah.
them sucking dick at the source? It was a couple people sending shots, but Eminem's shot was the one that ended it all. The source,
Absolutely.
yes.
He also said, "Guys, are you guys like most of hip hop community that just outright hates Eminem because he's white and says he's
Oh
overrated and
no,
not a great writer? Who does know? Absolutely not.
no, fuck it. We love Eminem. Fuck no, we love Eminem. But we be honest.
Yeah,
No
we just keep it
fillers,
real.
no fluff. We keeps it a buck. We can love a nigga on this channel like Jay-Z and Stan's man. But if the conversation comes up, even Stan will shit on Jay-Z for some shit that he do wrong. We don't have no filler, no fluff where we keeps it a buck. Whereas though we love Eminem, but we still gotta be honest about it.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I don't know if
No, we don't. We
most.
don't. We don't do the hating on people because of skin color. That's what white people do. We don't do
Yeah, we
that.
don't do that
We
shit.
all
Yeah.
we as black folks, what we do, we get smart people. You're
Let's
gonna
just
have
talk about this
jealous
channel.
Yeah, talk
niggas.
Us.
about us. Yeah,
But we're
let's talk
gonna
about
talk
us.
Yeah,
about us. Talk about what
yeah.
we do. Is a matter of if you dope, you dope. Skin color doesn't matter. We give credit to people who are good. We don't hate on people because they skin color. We don't. It's a
We
matter
hate
of you
because they
good, you
whack as
good.
fuck. That's why we
If
hate,
you
because they
good,
whack ass
if you dope,
rappers.
if you dope, you
Yeah, I mean,
dope. It doesn't matter
yeah,
about that. So.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we
I
just
don't.
did we just did me and Rez just did a Logic review not too long ago. Maybe it's been about what, maybe 8 months,
Yeah,
Reggie.
yeah, yeah.
We just did a Logic review. We don't care about skin color, we don't care about nationality. We care about the truth of the topic that we're covering. It don't matter if it's Eminem or it's LeBron James.
And technically, Logic is black, by the way. But we
But
can.
you know, but he's regarded as a white
Yeah,
rapper.
he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
technically black. Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Stan.
So
Keep
we get
going, man.
getting off topic. But
Yeah, go ahead,
But
Stan.
go ahead, yeah. What you saying,
like I
Stan?
said, the whole I just hope that he would not get involved in this stuff.
Yeah,
But he did. He said something, he said a bunch of stuff. I busted out laughing when he made the Dame Dash reference about know niggas teeth could come
Niggas keep
that shit was
tumbling.
yeah.
that
The
shit
battle.
cracked me up. He just had to say some shit. At the end of the day, I just feel like he's had 2 years, several years of really being of saying anything. He's just been quiet. He just been sitting back, just doing his thing. He has not been saying a lot. You ain't heard from Jay in a couple years until this year, really.
Basically,
He just hasn't been. He has not spoken a lot over the years,
fact.
and obviously he hasn't released any new music since 2017. That's almost a goddamn decade now.
Almost. That's too long, Jay.
So again, I hope that he's got new music coming. That's all I can say. I hope he has new music coming because otherwise, there's no need for him to get involved in his nonsense with Drake and all this one. Again, Drake made his little comment and he made his. Unfortunately, we all know it's not going to end there. It's not just going to end there. And now we're going to have to deal with not just another civil war. You're talking about a generational war now. And I just don't. I want no part of it. I want no part of any of it. Just make music, bro. I don't have time to do these culture wars and these. Now we're looking at another civil war and, like I said, generational war. I don't have
Yeah,
time for it. I don't want no part of it. I just want dudes to make good music. I don't care about this shit. I'm not gonna sit again. There's too many people who are on this Drake is garbage bandwagon and don't listen to the music. And I'm just like, I don't have time for it. But that's what's going to happen, and you already know it. It's starting now, so it's going to be this whole thing, and I just don't want no part of it. All I care about is the music. I don't want no part of this. But that's what's going to happen. But Jay had to say something because at the end of the day, regardless of his wealth and his family and everything else, he's still a rapper. At
He's
his
still
heart,
around.
at his core, he's still a rapper. And At some point, with all these people talking shit, and again, people that are beneath him, Nicki Minaj and Drake and Dame Dash, these people are beneath him. They're not in his stratosphere. But at some point, you just get tired of people talking shit. People want to put me in the Epstein files. People want to call me a pedophile. People want to say I'm a group. All this shit that people have been saying about Jay-Z, a devil worshiper, and sacrificing babies, all that dumb shit. People been
Testify,
saying this
testify,
dumb shit.
testify, boy.
People been saying this dumb shit for I don't know how long, and at some point, you get tired of hearing this dumb shit. It's stupid. It's ignorant, dumb, just stupid shit that people just say because they heard somebody else say it. And it's just at some point you just get tired of people talking shit. And he lashed out in his way, and he gonna move on and go about his business. People gonna talk about it for days and whatever else, and do this whole Drake and Jay-Z thing, which is going. And again, the Drake this is gonna turn into LeBron and Michael Jordan, and it's gonna get on my fucking nerves. And I just
That's
don't want no part.
that's the next conversation. Remember they tried that with Wayne and Dre, like Wayne and Jay, like six,
Yeah.
7 years
Yep.
ago.
Yep.
They tried that shit and it didn't pan
It didn't
out.
go
Now they
well.
want to do Drake
Yeah.
when they was just shitting on Drake, right? Now they want to do Drake versus Jay.
Yeah.
It's corny. I don't want no part of it. But look, it was good to hear Jay Z rapping again. It was good to see him performing. I seen other clips of the show where he, performed with Freeway and Beanie Siegel. That shit's all great. That shit, I prefer talking about that. I just don't. I don't want to do this Drake and Jay Z thing. I just don't. It doesn't. It doesn't elevate the culture anymore. Just more drama, more division. I just tired of it. But I get why he had to go out there and do his thing because, again, he's still a rapper. Like he said at the end of that, just don't forget who I am.
So just to be
I'll go back to that part where at the end of that freestyle he goes, don't forget who I am.
Don't forget.
so just to be clear, Stan, you did or did not like it that he did it?
I liked hearing him. I liked the fact he was spitting raps again.
No,
I like the
Stan.
fact that he
No,
addressed the
Stan. He
stuff.
tried to dance around it, Red.
No, no,
Did
no, no.
you
I'm not
like
dancing
it
around
or did
nothing.
you not? Yes or no?
I could have gone without it because I didn't want him getting
Okay.
involved in it.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't want him
Okay.
getting involved in this stupid internet bullshit. But I like hearing him freestyle again. I like hearing him rap again. So I just prefer to leave it at that. But we all know it's not going to stay at
Thumb up at the end of the day, Reggie. At the end of the day, Stan, thumb up or thumb down.
that. Whatever. I didn't care for it.
See, look, he ain't trying to answer because Jay Z is mad. He want to say thumb down, but he can't say that because Jay Z is
No, it's
mad.
just not. It's not even that. I don't care. I don't. Again, you know me. I don't care one way or another. It's not even about that. It's just for me. He did. He did it. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think. It's just he did it. He went out there. He did it.
Politician. Stan the
No, it's
politician.
not. It's not even
Yeah, he
about that. It's
politicizing.
just
He
Yeah.
politicizing now. I'm making another word. He
no.
politicizing.
My thing is that I'm glad he spoke on shit, but I
Uh
wish he
huh.
would just stay at that. But it's not going to stay at that because
It's
it's not how the
not
world
though,
works anymore.
Stan. That's what I'm saying.
So he
Yeah.
said what he said. I'm fine with it. I just like to move on from it, and I just hope. What I care about is that he's doing new music. He's not going to engage in some back and forth with no fucking rapper like Drake. He's not going to do that.
But
If
he
Drake
already
want to come out and make a,
did.
he's not doing a back and forth. He addressed the thing. He addressed it last night. He's done with it. I can tell you. I can tell you from the Jay Z that I've seen and hear how he's seen how he moves and how he's moved the last couple of years. This is it. That was it for him. He addressed the shit. He's done. He's moving on to the next thing. But Drake is the type of person that's gonna want to drag this shit out because that's what he did with that.
Drake about to
He
drop a
tried to reheat
freestyle
the
next
shit with
week.
Kendrick. Yeah, Drake will drop a freestyle next week. It's like, dude, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But I
Yo,
just wish it would. I would hope, but I know it's not, and I know it's not gonna. It's not gonna turn into some back and forth thing with him and Drake. That's not gonna happen because
but
he's not
Stan,
gonna
they've been going
engage in
back
that
and
shit.
forth for like 8 years now. Come on, Stan. This was Jay Z officially addressing this shit. They've been going
Sure,
back and
whatever.
forth for a
I had
No,
minute.
he hasn't.
I
Even
had
J.
May
Lewis.
I had Maybachs when y'all had braces.
You see what I'm
That was on the
saying?
same song Drake was on. He was
Like,
also
come
on
on,
Pound
man.
Cake.
Come on, bro. He been doing that for years. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I agree with Stan. I'm in the middle between the two brothers right here, the two Silver brothers. I'm in the middle because I agree with Stan. I don't like the toxicity. I don't. I don't like the fact that if a person lose a battle, we got to talk about his wife, his kids, all that shit. And I don't like that shit. I don't. I'm not with the toxicity. But at the same time, I'm with Reg. Like, if we don't have competition, how we going to separate the men from the boys? Right? We gotta have that. That
No,
competition
you don't.
eventually
No, you
separates
don't.
the
No,
cream
you
from the
don't.
crop. Listen, you
No, you
know,
don't.
yo, this
We
is
don't need to
listen,
have this
Stan.
shit.
Hold up. This is whack. If you can't address the nigga that's in front of you, then you lose points for that. I don't give a fuck how many concept songs you got. If me and Reggie, we both got dope ass concept songs, right? But I can address the nigga that's in front of me, and Reggie can't. Who's the better artist, Reggie? I
It
can
depends.
address the nigga in front of me,
It
but Reggie
depends.
Whoever
can't.
makes the best album, bro. It's
Yeah.
that
Nah,
simple.
nah, hell no.
It's that
Listen, nah,
simple.
Stan, we're
It's
not
that
about to take.
simple.
Listen,
Whoever
listen,
makes the
Stan,
best album. Like
listen, Stan. I agree with
this
you.
toxic
I
back and
agree
forth
with the
stuff does
toxicity.
nothing for the culture.
I agree with the toxicity
It doesn't
aspect.
doesn't
And sooner
doesn't
or
elevate the
later,
culture.
what I'm saying is you gotta hope that sooner or later the culture grows to where it's though the toxicity. Because a lot of these motherfuckers that's getting introduced to battle rap, they wasn't around for the ether and the takeover. A lot of them wasn't, they can't remember Can I Bust? Yes, I can in second round KO. So they're only going by you hope that the culture, the young culture, because it's only the YNs that makes it toxic. You hope that the YNs realize, like, oh, it's just competition, and then we can grow, and then we can get back to the fact that I choose Nas and Ether, but still listen to Blueprint. No, that's what we're trying to get back to. I choose Nas and Ether, but I still bump Blueprint. That's what we're trying to get back to. What I'm saying to you is, Stan, we gotta have competition in this shit, dog. I'm sorry. I agree with you with the toxicity. I do. I do. You know what made listen, me and Reggie, we had classes together. We had classes outside together. You know what made me and Reggie friendship special? You know what really made me and Reggie's friendship special? That he beat me in a battle 2-1. It was a battle to where as though I shitted on him and he shitted on me, and we threw everything at each other, and we could still play NBA Live together. You understand? Battles have to happen. There's a lot of niggas in our class. The reason why Reggie hit me up is because I'm on his brain. You know why I was on his brain? It's because I beat him one round in the battle, bro. Like that hip hop shit that nigga gave me. He gave me his greatest Nas CD, right? The best greatest Nas hits. And I kept that bitch clean for a whole summer. You know how hard it was to keep a CD clean back in the days, dog? I kept this nigga CD for a whole fucking summer and gave it back to him. Why? Because of competition. Me and Reggie could battle each other and still be cool. That's what we're trying to get back to. The toxicity is the problem. The battling isn't a problem. The competition isn't the problem. The I'ma face you as you face me. That's not the fucking problem. The problem is the toxicity. So no, I don't have a problem with Jay-Z addressing it. Only besides the fact that about a month ago, we archived, we showed it on this channel. Jay-Z talking about the toxicity, and then this motherfucking ass get right out there and talk about teeth tumbling and motherfuckers down on their bad luck and shit like that. That's the only problem I have with this freestyle is the contradiction. Cause you just came out and said you ain't fucking with it. You talked about how graffiti wasn't a part of our shit, breakdance wasn't a part of our shit, and you talked about the battle rap and how toxic it can get, and then you turned right around and you fed into it. That's the only problem I have with that. If Jay-Z would have took the stance of, look, they
See,
compete.
this is where you're wrong. He's not feeding into anything. He
Oh my
addressed a
God,
bunch of
Stan,
shit.
stop it.
But see, this is
Is he
exactly what I'm talking
dissing?
about.
Is he
It
dissing?
can't just be. This is what I'm saying. It can't just be a one thing. Y'all gotta make it into this whole thing. Y'all gotta make it
Stan,
into
is
this
he
whole
dissing?
Royal Rumble. Dog, I don't know. This is what
He's
I'm
not
saying.
dissing.
This is why this stuff is a problem. Is because y'all want to make everything into a fight. Y'all want to make everything into a cultural battle, and it's like, no. Jay went up there, freestyled a bit, said some things about people talking shit about him, and that was it.
Two
But
questions.
again, it just can't be just
No,
that.
no,
And
two
that's why I
questions,
don't
Stan.
like this stuff.
No, but he spoke out. Okay, two questions. Two questions. Did he speak about the toxicity in that interview that we watched? Did he speak about the toxicity of battling and dissing? Did he not?
He's not battling. This is
My
what I'm
God,
saying. Y'all niggas think
that
that,
nigga
that
said
somebody
keep
say something
tumbling
as a
out of his
battle.
mouth.
He's battling Dame Dash. Oh my
He
god,
said he dissed him. He didn't diss him, Stan. Come on,
oh my
Stan.
god.
He didn't diss him.
Oh my god.
She must be down on her luck. Hey, her kids, with his kids, oh, fuck it, we ain't talking about none of them. That's not a fucking diss. You looked up
Whatever
to
y'all
me,
want
I never looked up to you. That's not.
whatever y'all want to call it is fine. But it's like,
Oh my God, Stan.
so
Come on, Stan.
what do you want to
What
happen
I'm
here?
saying is, Stan. All I'm saying is this: I respect disses. I don't like. I'm with you. I don't like the toxicity, but I'm also with Reg. I'm in the middle of y'all two. I'm a hybrid
That's
of
why
Reggie.
this is
But
why
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying
like
is,
it. This is the part why I didn't like it. This is the reason why I didn't like it. This is the reason
okay,
why. Is because I knew it was going to turn into this.
well, it
Because
has
y'all
to.
niggas can't let stuff go. Y'all gotta make it into some. Oh, we gonna get a Drake and Jay Z battle. No, you're not. You're not getting a Drake and Jay Z battle. They're not gonna be going back and forth. They're not going to be
Been
going
battling for
back and
10
forth.
years, Stan. For 10
No, they're
years, they've
not.
been going back and forth.
No, they haven't.
Stop it.
Jay Z does not. Jay Z is so above this goofy, stupid shit that he's not going to engage in that stuff.
So
He's
why
not.
did he
He's not
say
going to
keep
engage in.
tumbling? Why did he
It's
say
not going to
keep
be
tumbling out of your mouth? Who was he
because
addressing when he
because
said keep
Dame Dash been
tumbling out your mouth? Exactly.
because Dame
Come
Dash been
on,
talking shit
Stan.
about him for 20 years, yo.
Come on, Stan. Saying
Damon's
is
made a
he's just
living. Okay,
I'm
again,
not
what's
saying
the
he's not
point?
justified, Stan.
So what
I'm
is the
not
point
saying
of any of this?
what I'm
So
saying
what do
is
y'all
I'm
want to
not
see?
saying Jay-Z.
Do
What
you
I'm saying
think?
is
No.
go ahead, go ahead.
So what do you think? You think that next week Drake gonna drop a freestyle? You think a week after Jay's gonna drop a freestyle? That's not gonna happen.
Yes.
Is well, that's not gonna happen. I can tell you that right now. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna
Why
be some
wouldn't it?
back and forth shit.
Wasn't it? Well, that's what Drake known to do. When a nigga say Drake name or they indirectly fuck him over, he's known to come back. It might not happen in a week, but I guarantee you, before the end of June, Drake gonna have a reply. Even though he put 3 fucking albums out, I bet you he replied to this nigga in the next 3 months. He gonna be featured on the next Lil Yachty track. He gonna be featured on the next whoever track, and he gonna say something that respond back to that fucking freestyle that Jay did. This is what Drake
And
does.
and
He's
and
Mr.
and,
16.
and it's gonna be no response from the other side of it. And
Ah,
it's just gonna be this Drake.
there's gonna be no response. Why he respond this time? Come on, fans. It's a diss. There's no
I
way
have
you
no
can get
idea. I have
around.
no idea. I have no idea what point you're trying to make right now. I really don't. I'm just kind of
No,
confused to
no.
what
Well, let
point
me
you're
tell you the
trying to
point.
make.
Let me tell you the point that I'm trying to
What's the
make.
point? What's the point? What do
He
you make?
talked.
What point are you making?
Okay. This is the point. We talked about. We did an interview. We covered a Jay Z interview where he talked about how toxic, right, battling has become. Did he not? Yes or no,
I don't
Stan?
even know. Again, I don't know what
Remember, you
what he was
remember the
talking about.
interview? Nah, Stan.
Yes, I
Nah.
do. No. I do
Okay. Did
remember
he
what you're
not
talking about.
talk
Yeah, I
about
remember that.
how
Yeah,
toxic
yeah,
battling has become? Did he not?
yeah,
Yes or no?
yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Did he
know.
not go
And,
out
and,
and
he,
just
and,
diss
he,
niggas
and he was
yesterday?
right. And he was right. And he was right when he said it. Which
He
is why,
was.
like I said, I wish he hadn't done that. I
Oh,
like
all
the
right,
fact that
all right.
he's.
Okay,
That's
okay,
why I'm saying. That's
okay,
why I
okay,
wish he
okay.
hadn't involved
So you're
himself
not
in this
denying
stupid
the
shit.
hypocrisy.
Oh no, I think that
Okay,
he. I think
okay.
that he sat up there and talked about this shit, and he was right when he said it. This shit is corny. It's corny now. But then he goes out and does this freestyle addressing people that's been talking shit about him. I understand why he did it, but I wish he had. I'm not saying
Okay,
telling you that
okay, I'll accept that. That's
that
reasonable.
I'm not sitting here saying that I loved it. Or that's why I say I don't. It doesn't matter if he's loving it or liking it. Nigga did it. I like hearing him rap. I like hearing him freestyle. I like hearing him spit new verses. What I didn't want is him getting involved in this toxic bullshit. I didn't want him getting involved in it, and unfortunately, if you do that, you're going to get involved in it.
Yep.
So now people are going to drag it out and try to make it into something that it's just not going to be. Like I said, Drake can do a million records about Jay-Z next week, and it's not going to be him. He's not going to do it back and forth with it. This is not 2001. As much as y'all niggas want things to be
It
back
depends
to it,
on how hard he comes. If
no,
he
it don't.
comes to eat the hard, stand. It's Jay-Z. If Drake responds and comes eat the hard, you know Jay gonna respond. If he comes Ether hard, if he comes close to what Ether was, you know Jay gonna
This is what I'm talking
respond.
about. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all niggas still think it's 2001. It's not. Not
Oh,
2001 anymore. It's not 2001. It's not 2001 no more. Need that
just
y'all
talk about
understand
the
that.
tendency of Jay. If a nigga shit on Jay the right way, like you say some bullshit about Jay, nigga, fuck you. But if you
He
say some
hasn't
Ether
said.
type
That's
shit,
the funny thing. He hasn't said shit for years. He's been mad quiet. He ain't
he
said
has
nothing
that.
about none of this. He has not been saying nothing about any of this nonsense Nicki Minaj been
Until
talking about.
that new Drake album came out. And Drake said all that shit, and now he gotta respond. Like I said, if you drop some ether on Jay, he not gonna let that slide. He gonna fucking destroy your life. And that's what he trying to do to Drake. So you think Drake gonna respond to that? Bro, we just got the makings of the next classic hip hop battle. What are you talking
Yippee.
about, Stan?
Yippee.
Sorry, it has to
It's
happen, Stan.
more, more and more
I don't
toxic
like the
bullshit is.
toxicity, but the
But
battling
that's
has to
all it
happen.
is. But that's all it is, though. That's all it is. There's no positive that can come out of any of this stuff. It's just going to be dividing fans and dividing generations of rap fans. I don't care about that stuff, bro. Like again,
I
this ain't
agree. I
2001.
agree.
I'm not 16 years old anymore. This stuff doesn't matter to me. It doesn't.
Oh no.
I'm not going around saying, "Oh my God, Jay Z did a diss." Dog, I'm 42 years old. I don't care about that stuff.
But
All I care
saying,
about is
yo,
the
come
dude
on.
making. I don't care about that stuff, man.
What
Again,
would
it
rap think
was.
about this though? What would rap be without hit 'em up? What would rap be without second round KO? What would rap be without takeover? What would rap be without
Again, this is what
Ether?
I'm talking about. Y'all niggas need to
I
get
see the
out
bitch
of
in
the
you.
past. Can we? Let's just move on because this is just. It's not.
No,
There's
no,
no
no,
point to this
Stan.
stuff.
Yo, hey
There's
Reggie,
no
what you got to
point
say? You been quiet, Reggie. What you got to say?
because
Hey
you can
man, I
sit back,
was
listen to you spew
I was
your
just
bullshit, bro.
It's not
This
bullshit. Rap
stupid
has to
stuff,
happen.
yo.
First of all, Jay did. It was a form of hypocrisy from Jay, which was my original point. Okay. Number two, Stan, this shit has to happen. We just gotta hope that the toxicity dies down. But battle and dissing has to be a part of rap. Now we just hope that the fans can become mature enough to not take it too far. But competition, bro, it happens. What level of competition where there ain't no beef? The Ravens hate the Steelers. The Tar Heels hate Duke Blue Devils. What level of competition that there is no such thing as a rivalry? It has to happen. It has to happen. We just hope that the fans can grow and mature enough to not be. We hope that this, me, you, Reggie, we hoping that this toxicity shit is just a phase. Okay? We hoping that motherfuckers grow up and realize that they just dissing each other like we did. Like I was saying to Reggie, me and Reggie, we was talking our takeover ether shit. I talked about not Reggie giving me the Nas CD. A part of the reason why Reggie gave me the CD is because I was a Jay-Z nigga. And he was trying to show me that Nas is actually a better lyricist, Kurt. You just gotta listen to all his shit. You understand? And then I talked to that same summer, I talked to my peoples, and they was like, yo, Nas a fuck Jay up. Bro, you need to listen to this. And they started putting me on with it. Like, so not Reggie, you actually kind of sparked my revelation of Nas. But what I'm saying is, if it wasn't competition between Nas and Jay from the first place, I would have never took that CD from Reggie. Competition is very important. Rivalries are important in competition. No, Reggie is literally my high school rivalry. That's literally my rivalry. When I spit my shit, they always compare it to Reggie. When Reggie spit his shit, it's not just dissing. I'm just saying, period. When Reggie spit his shit, they always compared it to me because we were the two spitters. And in that, we formed a rivalry. And because of that, I'm on this fucking channel right now. You see what I'm saying? Rivalries are important to competition. And we're not about to take that out of rap, right? Saying it's not fair. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
Any response before I get in here?
Go ahead.
No, I'm over it. I'm ready to move on.
Oh my
All right.
God, man.
No, I got to get my piece here.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Let Reggie talk because
I was just enjoying the show, man. I was just enjoying the show. I wish I had some popcorn, man. I was enjoying the debate, man. I loved it. My thing is this. I think both of y'all make some good points. The only problem I have with what Stan is saying is that I feel like you're not directly calling Jay-Z an absolute hypocrite and you hated what happened. I think that's what Kurt was trying to draw out of you because Jay-Z is a hypocrite. He's 1,000% a hypocrite because
we're all hypocrites. What's the point? We're all
absolutely.
Hypocrites.
But I think we should fight against hypocrisy.
We all say things and then do another thing. We're all hypocrites. It's human
in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's fact.
Yeah, but
that is actually fact. What he's saying.
So what's the point? So what's the point?
But I told y'all back then he was a hypocrite because he was talking about battles and he was talking about how
he trying to get his role this thing.
No, he was talking about battles. He was talking about how toxic it is. Yeah, he gave Kendrick Lamar the Super Bowl set to do what? A battle record, and broadcasted that for the entire world to see on Super Bowl Sunday. And Super Bowl Sunday, we're gonna sit here and call a black man a pedophile on Super Bowl Sunday.
Come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with what me and Stan talk about. Though,
it does have something to do with it.
Okay.
It does have something to do with it.
Okay, make it relatable.
He said that. He said that he even went as far as to say, I think that we can have competition without having battles. We can do tracks and together and all this other stuff, right? That's what he said. That's what he said on the thing. And that his freestyle comes out here and he did another thing. Because listen, what he did on that stage is battling. That's a battle thing. One person says one thing and he responds back. Just because he did it on stage on a freestyle doesn't make it a battle. Do you understand that the very first battle, from the standpoint of I'm directly dissing you, because they battled in like the 70s or whatever, but it was more so I'm gonna rock the crowd, now you rock the crowd. Who rocked the crowd the best? The first time we saw a battle, as in a battle that we know of today, was 1981 when Kool Moe Dee got on stage and dissed Busy B. Busy B got on stage, did his thing. We rocked the crowd. We rocked the crowd. Kool Moe Dee got on stage and said, "Yeah, I rock the crowd, but I don't like yo. I'm saying his name right here, right now. He is trash. I'm rocking the crowd.
He's back there, can hear me.
Yep, he's back there, can hear me. Now there is some conflicting stories. Busy B says he wasn't after he did his set, he left. And then Kool Moe Dee got on stage and did the whole thing. He didn't even know it even happened until like the next day. So some people say he's lying and say no, he was there.
Yeah, and then there's some people that say he was on stage and left when Kool Moe started talking that shit.
Start talking, exactly. So it's conflicting stories. But my point is, when you get on stage and you do that, that's a form of battling. So it's not just because he's on stage on a freestyle, it's a battle. Because Drake says something, you respond. It's a battle. Now, I will say this. I do not believe I agree with Stan from the standpoint of I don't think we're going to get no back and forth battle. I think that Jay said his piece, Drake said his little thing. I have a hard time believing that at this point Drake wants to do another battle. After what just happened, I don't think he wants to do another battle. I think that he's probably like, whatever. He said his, I said mine's. I might say a couple more things that'll kind of be because
Reg, and I'll tell you why. Go ahead.
If you look back with the Lil Wayne Jay-Z thing, Lil Wayne directly called Jay-Z out and said talk about baby money. Because remember, Jay-Z said, you talk about baby money, you ain't got my lady money. Then Wayne responded. It was like he talked about baby money. Yeah, kidnap your bitch, find out how much you love your lady money.
Baby mom. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then Jay-Z responded back with like, "You gonna kidnap wifey? Well, good luck with that, bro." And it kind of stayed there. It never went any further. So I think that might be what this is, because I have a hard time believing Drake wants to actually battle. I think
No,
Drake went.
I
Drake.
don't
I
agree
think.
with that.
See, I think Drake went into that album. He's like, "Yo, everybody who did me wrong is getting bars." And look, Drake, Jay-Z did him wrong. Putting Kendrick on that show was doing him wrong. So he's like, "I'm firing at him." I say all that to say this: Jay-Z is an absolute hypocrite for getting on stage and doing that,
Uh-huh.
but I love it. I love it. Let me tell you
I do
something,
too,
Drake.
yo. I
Let
do
me tell
too,
you something,
yo.
Drake.
I
Drake,
do too, yo.
Drake, you know who you talking to.
Hmm.
Like, do you know who you talking to? Like, look, it was, again, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the bars. I love the bars he said to Jay-Z. I love it. But Jay-Z is
Mm-hmm.
like, but Jay-Z sit back like, hold on. Who you talking to? Like who you talking to? Like, Jay-Z is an MC. I'm telling you right now, if somebody got on stage right now and dissed KRS-One right now, today in 2026, would be like, man, who you talking to? I love it. I love that Jay-Z did it. Is he a hypocrite? He is. But you know what? I don't care. I love it. Drake ain't about to get away with that shit. And on top of that, the song where he dissed Jay-Z is the number one song in the country right now. Who are you talking to? And look, again, I don't think we're gonna get a battle, but I tell you this
We
here.
are. I'm gonna
I
tell
don't know
you
if we
why.
get in the battle. I'm gonna come to you in a second, Kurt. I don't know if we get in the battle, but I tell you this here. I tell you this here right here, right now. Jay-Z ain't Kendrick. Jay-Z will actually outbar you in a battle. Okay? He ain't Kendrick. Kendrick did his little whatever. Drake outbarred that nigga.
A minor.
Drake outbarred that nigga. Jay-Z will come out here and outbar you. So, not saying we're getting a battle, but I just want to say that Jay-Z's a hypocrite, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Let me tell you why I think we get in the battle.
Mhm.
Because I do think Drake is like a soft nigga. You know what I mean? I do think he's not like street out culture. He didn't grow up in the hood. Like we grew up in the hood. We both grew up in the hood. You know, we grew up in Baltimore City. Reggie, you was above the influence. In my past life, I fell to the influence. So we're like yin and yang. We've always been, me and you have always been Asian and Oz, right? Like same shit, but two sides of the spectrum. The reason why I think that Drake is going to respond because he's the most honest rapper in the game. Drake will tell you about how he got his heart broken. He will tell you how he honestly feel about niggas. He honestly does be honest. Okay? And he said this one line that made me think that he's willing to do anything it takes, even if it's beef with Jay. He said, I will keep dropping this toxic shit until I'm radioactive. And I think Jay's just the next nigga in line. Like, if I'm going down in a blaze of fire. It's gonna have to take more than Kendrick Lamar. And I think that's what Drake is right now. Like, he has nothing to lose. All the fake fans that turned their backs on him. What does he have to lose? Why not keep dropping this toxic shit until he radioactive? He feels like I'm gonna keep losing and keep losing and he got the heart of a champion. He has the heart of a Kobe, the heart of a Jordan as an artist. I'm gonna keep losing until I finally win. I don't give a fuck how many times the bad boys send me home. I'm gonna keep fighting until I finally win. And I think that's what he on. I think he's gonna keep dropping his toxic shit until he's radioactive.
Stan, you done, actually. Look at his face. Look at Stan's face.
I'm done with it.
Because
You might want to done with Stan. He's done with it.
y'all just I'm done with it because it just y'all gonna be disappointed because you're just not getting it.
No, I don't think we're getting it either. I agree with you on
It's
that.
not.
I
It's
agree. I
not.
don't think
It's
we're
not.
getting it
It's
either.
not two. It's not 2001. It's not 1983 anymore. You're not getting it. So I mean,
Jay-Z can outbar nigga right now.
whatever you want to happen is fine. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be some back and forth between these two because again, Jay Z's a billionaire. He's above this stupid shit. Which is
But
why
if he
again,
was
I
a
Well,
wish
brother,
he
why
had.
even
apparently
address
he's
it?
not. Apparently he's
He's
not.
not.
Which is why.
He's
Which is
not,
why
Jay.
I
He
wish
is
he
still a
hadn't done it.
listen. You can talk
Which is
all
why I
that
hadn't done
billionaire
it.
shit, but he's still a rapper at heart.
Which
He's
is why
going
I
to
wish he
compete.
hadn't done it. And when I saw it, I knew what it was going to be. When I saw it, I was like, great.
Now
I
I
already know
understand that.
it's going to turn into something that I don't want it to turn into because that's how people
Yeah.
are nowadays. They turn
Yep.
everything into a toxic battle, and it's not going to be a battle. Again, I think that for those artists, they're two different generations, two different mindsets, two different fan bases, two different. It's just it's I don't have time for these stupid generational battles because it's always going to be. It's going to be old niggas siding with one dude, the young people siding with another one. There is
Oh,
no
no,
winner and loser.
Well, I tell you what I like to see. Like instead of them battling, everybody was talking about who could see Jay Z on a versus stage. I think that'd be dope. Instead of battling, do that versus.
yeah,
Let's
he'll
get song
smoke.
for song.
No, he gonna smoke Drake. It's not
Let's
fair.
do it.
It's
And
not fair.
maybe,
He gonna
let's
smoke.
do it.
He
Let's
gonna
I
do
have
it.
smoke
zero
Drake, bro.
interest. I have zero interest in any
Zero. I have
versus
more
anymore. The
interest.
versus thing
Listen,
is dead. The versus thing is dead. It's been dead. It was popular for 2 months. We was in a house. We couldn't go nowhere. That's done. I don't care nothing about that. It's not even. It's not even. That doesn't really move me either.
Nah,
Only thing that
I
moves
know.
me is the dude making new music. That's it. That's what moves me.
and I ain't
Music,
even gonna lie to you,
making new
Ray.
albums.
Mhm.
I think I would rather see. I don't know how Stan would feel about this. Well, actually, I do know because Stan already said it. If this niggas got a problem, I would rather them niggas hash it out in front of Smack instead of do a versus. What do you think about that, Stan? And like we said, there is
Maybe,
a
Jay-Z's
platform.
maybe,
not doing that though. Jay-Z's
There
not
is a
doing that.
plat for Ray,
maybe in 19 in
there is a
1998 he
platform
did
for
that.
it.
Yeah,
There is a
yeah.
platform for this shit. If you want to make good music, make good music. There's a if you got a business, I would love for Smack, being that he started it. It's a lot of battle rap leagues. But I would like for Smack to become the nigga that people come to when they got to get something off their chest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a harder venue to do it
I don't
because you
even
got to
know.
go
I don't
there.
even know what smack is. But
It's
again,
a
that's just
battle. He's the battle rap. He's the battle rap nigga that hosts all the battles. What I'm saying is, I would
Or King of the Dot.
rather, me personally, now this is where I agree with Stan. I would rather, right, Drake and Jay Z go on that platform that's made for, this is the platform made for battle rap. Whereas though I'm only watching this because I want rap to see rappers go against each other. I would rather Drake and Jay stand in front of Smack and then rather than Jay diss Drake on the album.
I don't agree with that. Like to
No,
me,
I
Smack
would
because to me, Smack
because
is a because Smack is a harder venue. Like you have to go up to like battle rappers. There's some really gifted guys,
but
talent
you gotta
wise.
be a true MC to do that. That is
Yeah,
the
because
truest form of MCing.
yeah,
Jay
but
can do that. I know Jay
no,
can
it's
do
not.
that
No,
today.
it's not.
I
no,
know
No, it's
but
not.
what I'm saying is
I know
those
Jay can do that today. I know
those
Jay could stand in front of Smack and have bars for a nigga. I don't think Drake can do that. Well, maybe it's not the purest form, but it's one of the purest forms.
Not even close, bro. What are you even
Yes, it
talking
is,
about? Some
bro.
stupid
The,
talk.
the, the
So
ability,
basically,
the ability to
basically the
stand in front of
equivalent
a guy,
of
the
your
ability to
mama
stand in
jokes.
front of a guy and out rap him in competition, that gotta
nah
be top five.
those battle rappers are really talented, dog. Like
That's what
first
I'm
of all, I don't
saying.
understand like the memory those guys have to remember all that stuff is like crazy to me. That's why I disagree with you. I feel like I disagree with you because I feel like if you put both of those guys in that venue, I think it would probably be trash because I feel like one of them is just going to simply choke and forget their bars because that's too many bars to remember.
And then
I
the
feel
other
like
one would be Jay Z. You don't think Jay Z battled DMX, nigga? He
I mean
came up
again that's just
battling.
1998, bro. Like that's a
30
long
Bro,
and
years ago. This
even
is what I'm
then when they
saying.
battled
but what
that
I'm
time
saying
the way
is,
but hold on Kurt the way they battled back then was different. This is time like King of the Dot and Smack is timed rounds. Like you telling somebody to rap 2 minutes straight, remembering every single bar, you're gonna forget.
I
Those
think
guys
Jay
that
can do it.
battle, I
I
don't. I
think
don't
Jay
think I
can
don't think
do it.
neither one of them could do it. Honestly, I don't think neither
I
one of them
think
could do
Jay
it.
can do it. I don't think Drake can do it.
I
I
don't think
think
neither one of
Jay
them could
can
do it.
do it because Jay came up doing it. You think that DMX battle was the only battle that motherfucking Jay had? Jay came up battling.
I don't think anybody.
I kind of know for a fact. I honestly believe in my heart that I know for a fact if Jay wanted to battle a nigga 24 bars for 3 rounds, I feel like Jay could. Drake is the nigga that I think would struggle. I don't think Jay would struggle. I think Jay is, yo, bro, have you heard his career? How many times he done indirectly diss niggas? Bro, that is what he does.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
Drake
think,
can't do it. I
but
don't
that's what
think
I'm saying.
Drake
But
can
that's what I'm
do
saying. If you think Drake can't do it, then it wouldn't be fun because
it. It
he
wouldn't be
wouldn't be, he
fun.
wouldn't
Right.
show up.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
That's
That's what I'm
fair.
saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on,
That's fair.
we got some chats here. Hold on. Stan, in my honest opinion, I can't take Drake seriously as a rapper because I grew up with him on Degrassi and Nickelodeon. That's fair, but De- Degrassi or not, that dude got bars.
Yo, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that comment though.
I have a question for all. Would you say Jay-Z is summertime Eminem in the sense where if you target him in a diss track, it's gonna be an opportunity to have I guess an end to your career? I don't think neither one of them end careers. We kind of touched on that already. Like
Them
Eminem
kind
ended
of
the
does
source.
hate the red though.
He ended the source.
Fred
The
Durst
source.
disappeared. The source
I mean, come on,
disappeared.
Fred Durst. Stop it.
But I'm saying
Get
these are
rid of
careers
Fred
that
Durst.
he ended.
Yeah,
Fred
no,
Durst, the nigga from Nine Inch Nails disappeared. The source he has ended multiple careers though.
stop it, bro.
But
Stop
he
it.
has though, Reggie.
He ended no
This is an
careers.
asinine conversation.
Where did the
This is an
source go
asinine
after that?
conversation.
The source.
Where did the
I
source
agree with
go?
the I agree with the source, but you act
Okay,
like
where did Fred Durst go?
Limp Bizkit was still popping after that.
What they do after that?
They still had Rolling. Rolling was a big record. Keep rolling,
Came
rolling,
before that
rolling.
disc.
Huh?
Rolling came before that disc.
No,
I
did it?
breathe in and breathe out, hands up and hands out. Back up, back up. Tell me what you're going
Yeah.
to do now. That came before that disc when he was
Okay, I
talking
think
about how he bleached his
yeah,
hair.
you're right because he actually mocked Rolling on that song. You right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You're right. But I think that's more so because new metal started to go out around that time. Like
Nah.
new metal in general was starting to fade out.
Give my man Eminem his roses. He ended more than one career.
Look at Stage.
But Jay ain't never ended a career though.
This is an asinine conversation.
Jay never ended a career though. Who career did Jay
Nobody
end?
ends nobody's career, yo. Nobody ends people's careers. What are you talking about?
I agree. I don't think nobody ends no careers in battle.
Anybody's career. That's not how this works.
Bro, 50
It didn't
Cent
work
didn't end
then.
Ja Rule shit.
Don't work now.
No, the feds
No.
did. The
No.
feds ended Murray.
Okay,
No.
that's fair.
Nobody ends
That's fair.
anybody's
I agree.
career.
I agree.
Nobody.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if you're a
Okay.
good rapper, people will buy your music.
I
Nobody
agree.
ends anybody's career. That's just not how
I
this
agree.
works.
I agree. I
People
agree
got
with saying
blamed for
that.
that shit, but that's not how it works. Nobody ends anybody's career. Nobody does that.
I agree with Stan. I think that battle rap culture has died because my generation doesn't really care about that type stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean,
I don't
we say
care about
battle
it,
rap.
yo. Like, who cares? And no one cares. Here's the thing: it's like you sitting there talking about Jay-Z and Drake going to some goofy club doing some like. Think about what you just said, and think about the level that those two guys are at in their career, and think about them doing some goofy street level bullshit like that at this level now. That's not a realistic thing.
Did you
It's not what
Did
they
you
are.
listen to the
Those
freestyle?
two guys, and rappers like him, they're interested in making music. Drake just put out 3 albums worth of music. Whether it's good or not, that's your opinion. He's not a battle rapper. He's a artist. He makes music. He got involved in some shit with Kendrick. He's gotten involved with some shit with other people because at his heart, he is still an
With
MC.
everybody. He's been involved with
Because
damn
again,
near everybody. From Joe
he's
Budden
had
to Rick
issues with
Ross.
everybody. Yeah, absolutely. But Drake is not built for that stuff. He's an artist. He makes music. That's what he does. He's not built for it.
You hit push-ups, drop 10 and give me drop down. He's
But that's
did
a
it on
diss.
every.
No,
Drake
that's a
is
diss.
definitely built for that shit.
That's
He's
a diss
definitely built
record.
for that shit.
That's a diss
Again,
record.
you
That's a
talking,
different
y'all
thing.
niggas is talking, you're talking two
Oh,
different
I get what y'all
things.
saying. Okay.
You're
I
talking
get
two
what y'all
different
saying.
things.
Okay.
You talking about making
Okay.
you talking about making records where you talk bad about somebody, and you talking about doing this battle bullshit. At the end
Exactly.
of the day,
Okay.
it's like that's not what they are. They're not battle rappers. They're
Yeah, I
MCs.
don't
And
think
part of
Drake can
that,
do it.
and part, I really don't care. I mean, again, it doesn't matter to Drake's career. I mean, Drake is more so again above all that stuff. He's
Let me
out
ask
there
you a
above
question,
that
Sam.
stuff.
So you wouldn't watch his smack a Smack
No,
event that had Jay-Z
no,
and Drake battling?
Of
no,
course, he would watch.
no,
He's
because
lying. He would
Come
watch it,
on,
but
Stan.
he would watch
Come
it,
on,
but
Stan.
he wouldn't be. He would watch it. He wouldn't be excited about it. Is what he's saying. He would watch.
Come
He's
on,
watching it.
it would.
Stan.
It's that's again that's that fantasy bullshit you were talking about with the Wizards getting Jokic. Yeah, this is a cool idea, but it's not gonna happen.
No, but
So it's not anything for me to talk
I
about.
technically wouldn't want to see it because I don't think Drake would be able to perform. I would
I don't
rather them
think
do.
Drake would either.
Yeah, I would rather them do diss records at each other than that.
You know what I'd rather they do? Good
I
music.
think
That's what
Jay
I'd rather.
ready for
I
it though.
agree.
You know what I would rather Jay-Z focus on? Making a new album with good music on it. Not
Yeah,
worried about
I agree with you,
engaging in this
100%
stuff.
but
agree.
I agree, but he did open the door, so we got to see what Drake does about it.
The door was already open by Drake saying that Jig is up line.
And no, the
This is
door is not
mad.
open until Jay-Z responds. That's when the door is open. The door is
Yo,
not
it's
open
been
until he
open
responds.
since bro. Let's keep it real.
But no,
It's
it's not
been
open
open
until
for the last 8 years.
yeah.
With
But
these
those
niggas.
this was the first time it was a direct diss. Even though he didn't say Drake's
Okay,
name, it's a direct diss. All right,
okay,
He
all right.
didn't say
okay.
anybody's name. In the whole thing, he didn't say nobody's name except for Jaguar Wright, who's a crazy lady. He didn't say this was didn't say anybody's name. Everybody's making
Who ended
assumptions about who
Jaguar's
he's talking
career?
about.
Yeah, he's saying Eminem ended MGK's career. MGK is still doing music. He just
I'm about
doing
to
his
say MGK made more money off of music after the
yeah.
Eminem did.
He's doing his
But he
Blink
was not a
182
rapper,
thing.
though. He's not a rapper, though.
Yeah,
He made
Wasn't a
that
rapper
money
then.
doing that rock and
he's doing
roll
his
shit.
Blink 182 stuff, and for the
Yeah,
record,
yeah, he's doing his Blink 182 shit.
yeah, and for the record,
He did make MGK switch it up. I ain't gonna lie.
he was always doing that though. And for the record, Anthony, you might be new to the channel. We talked about that battle. MGK won that battle lyrically. Rap
Hey, yo,
Devil was a better
go
diss
look
record.
at the diss track. Go look at
Tier
the
list,
diss
yeah,
track tier list.
yeah.
Yeah,
MGK won that.
and how good is that done for MGK's career? That he won a battle with Eminem. What has that done for his career? I don't even. Again, he was a garbage rapper then, so
Yeah, I
he
mean,
switched up to do rock music,
MGK was never a
which
good
is
rapper though.
but
what those artists do. They dabble into hip hop, and when it don't work, they go do something
They
else because
go
that's what
somewhere
they
else.
do.
Yes,
I'm not mad at
Iggy
that.
Azalea did that shit
So
too.
it's like to even mention MGK's name in the same breath as Eminem is
But
ignorant.
but just like
But
this,
MGK
hold on.
won.
Just like this, Eminem opened the door when he responded to MGK, and
He
MGK
did.
took the doors off. So
He
it
did.
is what it
He
is.
did.
Opened
MGK
the
did
door.
win.
MGK won that battle, bro.
He won that battle.
Cool,
It's just that
cool. If that again, I don't really care about it. I didn't think his song was that good, but what did that do? What good does that do MGK's career? That's the point of all this. That's the point of all this.
bro, he
What does
married
any of
Megan
this say?
Fox. What are you talking about?
We getting crazy. All right,
He married Megan Fox.
stay.
Nigga married Megan Fox. What are we talking about?
All right.
Okay,
Compare
cool.
Megan
Cool.
Fox to Kim. All right, never mind. All right.
All right, I think we're done. Stan, did you want to continue or you want to end the stream here? 'Cause I know we had something.
I was done with it 2 hours ago. So
No,
I'm
but
saying
what all we saying is this: Jay-Z was a big he was a bit hypocritical, and me personally, I expected Drake to clap back in some way, shape, form, or fashion real soon, whether it's his own freestyle or featured on somebody else's shit. He's gonna clap back at Drake at Jay.
cool. Hope he does.
Guys, are you hardcore hip hop fans? Or you like most hip hop fans say Eminem's overrated? Now, we answered this already.
No. We real hardcore hip hop fans.
Yeah.
We respect hip hop as it comes. It don't matter if you white, black, Mexican, Asian, Spanish, fucking Yugoslavian. If you spit that shit, we gonna respect you here on this channel. We ain't like them.
Yeah. Okay. What's about this? Before you go, we just Anthony. We just answered it, brother. We just answered it. We just talked about it. Rewind the video, bro. If you missing it, rewind the video. We just answered that.
Yeah, we just answered that. Yeah, we're not gonna disrespect the nigga because of his skin color or his culture.
Yeah.
We care about lyricism. That's what we care about.
Yeah. So yeah, Anthony, if you missed it, man, just rewind it. We actually answered it twice. If you kind of rewind it, you'll see we answered that. All right, guys, you want to end the stream? I know we had another topic, but I mean we're at 2 hours. You guys ready to end, or you want to jump into the other topic?
Up to y'all.
Stan?
We can end it here.
End it here. Okay.
We can speak on it just real quick, but The Jackson Dart thing, it's funny. It's funny when people again. It's not like it's not a everything about being a political thing, a political issue. It's not a political issue anymore when it's talking about the current president. At this point, if you are standing next to this individual, you are an enemy to the black community. Doesn't that now? To be fair, in Jackson Dart's case, I think they just paid him a bunch of money to do it. I don't think they just paid him a bunch of money. But also, at the end of the day, you have to understand when you are in a locker room with a bunch of dudes, black guys, guys who have Muslim background, like a dude Carter, and you have this president whose rhetoric is anti-black, his administration has shown they are
Anti-Muslim.
anti-black, anti-Muslim, anti-LGBTQ, anti-poor people, and people are going to have a problem with that. And my thing is, dude, I get it. For me, I'm not surprised by any white person that stands next to Donald Trump. I just don't have a surprise by it anymore. But I'm not going to sit here and attack Jackson Dart's character or call him a racist. I'm not doing that. We got to be smarter than this. Than that. You know what I mean? We got to be smarter than that. At the same time, you are standing next to this fucking creature, Trump. So
Yeah.
if you're going to stand next to him, then you just stand on business with it. That's why when they asked Abdul Carter, did he get an apology? No, I don't want an apology from you for that. There's no apology needed. Stand on business. You want to stand next to this motherfucker, then stand next to the motherfucker. All I gotta do is play with you. All I gotta do is trust you to make the right play when it's time. All I need Jackson Dart to do is to make the right throw. When it's third down, we need a touchdown. Or we need a first down to close the game. That's what I need. We ain't buddies, we ain't partners, we ain't cool because you wear jewelry, and you do dances and shit like that. You ain't part of our culture. You just stood next to this fucking. You just stood next to this fucking pedophile Trump. I ain't got nothing to say good about you at that point. You stand next to him, you're an enemy to our community. But at the end of the day, I still gotta work with you. I still gotta play next to you.
Right.
So, in that regard, whatever. But let's stop being surprised at these white people that come out and support this guy. Stop being surprised by it. It's who they are. That's why he's impressed. That's why he's in office. That's why he's running the country into the fucking ground. Because they allowed it to happen. They voted for him. So don't be surprised when they stand next to him. Because, don't be surprised by it. That's just what it is. But it's not going to do any damage to the Giants locker room. Because at the end of the day, they don't have to be, again, I don't got to be buddies with you. All I got to do is trust you on the field. Who you support politically is who you support politically.
Right.
But the Trump stuff has gone beyond politics now, just basic politics. This is not about politics, it's about human rights. It's about right and wrong. We have right now a fucking creature who is literally robbing the treasury blind every day. Who's disgracing the country. Who's disgracing the country. Who's turned the White House.
You ain't lying, dog.
Who's turned the White House into a fucking playground at this point. We're gonna put a fucking cage. We're gonna put a cage in the middle of the White House lawn. It's a joke, bro. So if I was Abdul Carter, yeah, I'd have reacted the way I did. And for Boomer Esiason to come out and criticize Abdul Carter, you gonna criticize Abdul Carter for reacting? You fucking white supremacist loving motherfucker. Fuck you. These people are enemies to our community. They are not our buddies.
Right.
They are enemies to our community. They're trying to take down our culture, take down our communities, erase our history. You want to stand next to him? Fuck you. Hope the Giants go 6-10 this year. I don't think it's gonna affect their locker room. I don't think it's gonna, because again, their head coach was stuck in Trump's dick last summer. So fuck them.
Hey Stan, and you, I'm sorry, Reg, if I can go.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna rock with Stan for a second, and then I'm gonna give y'all the other side of it. You absolutely right, Stan. Like, there is a uprising. I hate to say this shit, but there is an uprising amongst our communities to where as though either you stand with Trump or you don't. Like with Clinton, there was those that didn't fuck with Clinton, and there was those that did fuck with Clinton, and then there was those in the middle, and we could respect those in the middle. Like Donald Trump has created a situation to where as though, like even with Obama, there was those that fuck with Obama, there was those that didn't, then there was those in the middle. There's really like nobody in the middle with Trump. It's like either you fuck with Trump or you don't. He's created this competition amongst Americans to where as though either you got to stand for the dumb shit he don't, or that he do. You got to stand for that dumb shit, or you got to stand against his dumb shit. You know, it's very few. It's probably like 0.3%, 0.03% of Americans that are actually in the middle. Okay. Now, out of that 0.03 percentage, I think I'm one of those ones in the middle. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when it comes to the financial shit, like he said, a lot of motherfuckers been making money off our country and we don't get paid enough and we struggle in our country. I get that. We import, we export, we take in immigrants, we take in foreign players and leagues and all of that shit. And at the end of the day, none of these countries pay us our restitution for that. I agree with that. Okay. Now,
See, again, we're not
outside of
talking
that,
politics. You going into
outside of
politics,
that,
and that's not the point of it.
that's not, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not about politics. We're
that's
not
not.
talking politics. This is not
I
about
mean, I mean,
politics. This
at
is
this point it
about
is though. At this point it
But
is
but
though.
this
So
was
go ahead.
hear
So go
me
ahead.
out, Ray. I know we talking. I know I'm talking a
No,
little
at this
bit
point it
politics.
is. So nah,
I
go
get
ahead.
I
Go
get
ahead.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just giving the gist.
Yep.
I get him saying that for too long we've been taken advantage of without getting our just due. I get that. Okay, I get that. I don't agree with the
who's
tariff.
we?
I don't agree.
Who's we?
I don't agree. I don't agree with tariffs. Well,
That's my question. Who's we?
but what I'm
Who's
saying is,
benefiting
for
from
years,
this?
no, hear me out. For years, people have sent their people have sent their people here for educations. They sent their for medications. They sent these people here for just various situations that we have. Like I know Africans, I know Spanish people that work here and send their money back to Mexico, send their money back to Africa. What he's saying is we need to have tariffs on the benefits of people living in America from foreign countries. I get that. That's it. That's where it stops, Stan. This whole this whole war against everybody that don't fall in line with America, that's basically what it is. If you really sum up with everything that's going on, okay. Now, Jackson Dart, let me say something to you. You're young. You're inexperienced in life. What are you, what, 23, 24 maybe? I think everybody here, I think we all would agree that we went through what we went through, but we didn't really become a man till like 27, 28, 29 after we made mistakes. You understand? Jackson Dot, I need you to understand. You live in New York. New York is one of the most divided states in America. New York got so many fucking opinions that it's not even fair to live in New York. And you are the quarterback of the football franchise. You need to understand that maybe about 50 to 60 of the Giant fans in New York don't fuck with you right now. You just made an enemy with about 50 to 60% of the Giant fans in New York because about 50 to 60% of the New Yorkers don't fuck with Trump. And that's what I be saying. I remember I seen Ray Lewis walk out with Trump, and that shit broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand Jackson Dart. I don't know if you are, maybe somebody who put you deep with the situation and you fully understand, but I think he doesn't fully understand at his age. You have just become an enemy with about 40 to 50% of the Giant fan base. So your bitch ass better not fuck up on Sunday. You understand? Like, when you're in a place of prestige and you're in a place of influence, you got to understand that your influence could affect a lot more than what you believe in. And when you walked out with Trump, when you introduced Trump, you made yourself an enemy with at least 40, 50 to anywhere from 40 to 60% of the country. And that's why I don't like when sports and politics mix. I understand, like LeBron, he does some good shit. When they put nigga on his door, remember they spray painted nigga on his door when he came to LA? He took a outrageous but honorable stand. What I'm saying to you is, Jackson Dart, you just made Americans choose. When you make decisions like this, you force groups of people. If you don't walk Trump out and introduce Trump, we just gonna judge you as the giant quarterback. Right? Am I lying, fellas? But once you walk Trump out, there's a whole world of politics that you just tapped into. And I don't know if you was fully aware of that. So what I will say is I will pray for you, brother, because you may not know who you've made an enemy. And then again, you might not care because you got a little bit of money. But what I'm saying to you is, to all athletes, y'all got to be aware of who y'all endorse, because it might have made you a friend with Reggie, but kill you. It might have made you a friend with Stan, but now Kurt might want to kill you. It might have made you a friend with Kurt, but now Reggie want to go after you. I just hope that these athletes who are being coerced into co-signing and endorsing, that they are fully aware of the ramifications that come along with it. Now, Jackson Dart, if you believe that Trump is right, you're entitled to it. If you believe that Trump is wrong and you just wanted to make some money, guess what? You're entitled to that too. I just need people to I just hope that Jackson Dart understands the ramifications of that. And then on my stand shit, I'm about to get on my stand shit, to the fans and people that's watching him. At the end of the day, nigga, that nigga don't dictate how much hours you get on your job. Jackson Dart don't dictate how you raise your kids. Jackson Dart don't dictate. Like, we gotta, me, you and Stan, we got brotherhood. This shit is a brotherhood. This, you know what I mean? No filler, no fluff. Where we kick it a buck. It's a brotherhood. Jackson Dart don't dictate our brotherhood amongst this channel. And it has to be a time where you can separate what you really feel about a certain person or celebrity and what reality is. So while I don't disagree, I disagree with Jackson Dart coming out. I don't disagree because he's siding with Trump. I disagree because he's the NFL quarterback of the Giants, one of the biggest franchises, and you're going to develop a lot of enemies behind this in New York. So I would just like these guys to understand the ramifications of what they do and understand that unless you're ready to handle this, stay the fuck out of it, because politics is a whole different ballgame. Now, to get to whether I agree with it or not, no, I don't. I don't agree with a lot of the shit that Trump says, but the 20 to 15% that I do agree with, I fully agree with. You understand? It's about 80 to 85% of Trump's whole campaign that can go in the trash. So, but Jackson Dart, no, I don't agree with you, because you are a sports figure, and I feel like sports figures should not get into politics unless you fully understand the ramifications of what you're stepping into.
Question for you, Kurt. Is it because it sounds like you're saying that It's more of a geographical thing because he's the quarterback for New York. So are you saying that if he was the quarterback for a red state, then you would be
No. I'm not saying that. Period.
okay?
Because if you're the quarterback of an NFL team,
Hmm.
you're the most important part of that NFL team.
Hmm.
Whether it's in Seattle or
Okay.
Florida, right? Can we all agree
Yeah,
quarterback is the most
yeah,
important part of an
yeah,
NFL
of
team?
course.
Okay. What I'm saying is when you become a quarterback, you become the leader of a fan base.
Hmm.
You become the king of a fan base. And everybody in that fan base, like if Lamar woke up tomorrow and said, I
Yeah.
prefer tequila over vodka, Baltimore Raven fans would know. As petty as that is, we would know that Lamar Jackson preferred tequila over vodka because he's our
And I
fucking
wouldn't give a fuck.
quarterback.
And who
But
the
we,
fuck
even though we
cares?
don't
What
give
does
a,
that have to
what
do
I'm
with
saying is,
anything? What the
even
fuck
though
are
we
you
don't
even
give a
talking
fuck
about,
about
yo?
what he drank, what I'm saying is,
I don't care about
you
none of this
got to
stuff,
know
yo.
your role as a quarterback, and as a quarterback, your
And then
voice is
look,
more important than the owner in some situations. So just, I hope that he understands what he got himself into, and I hope that he's prepared for the ramifications. Because as a quarterback, whatever fan base that you're a part of, Dolphins, Bills, Texans, Rams, it don't matter the NFL franchise. As a quarterback, you're the most celebrated, the most talked about, the most hated, and they're going to follow you more than anything. And as an NFL quarterback, if New York, the most political state in the fucking country, you walked out Trump,
Hold on,
one of the
Stan.
most controversial presidents in our history.
Hold on,
You
Stan.
understand
Stan.
what I'm saying?
I got you. Stan wanted to say something back. Say it. Go ahead, Stan.
I don't care about none of this stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I don't care what city you are from or what team or what position you play. The bottom line is you are standing next to a piece of shit like Trump. You're standing next to a guy whose
See
administration
that?
is basically
See that?
actively trying to. This is an administration that is actively trying to erase Black history. They're trying to
Oh,
restrict our voting rights. I don't care about
oh.
any of that stuff. I don't care about any of that stuff. What I'm saying is, most the reality is you're standing next to that guy. Fuck you. Period. Any of this other stuff that you talking about don't mean nothing. What position he played, what state he from. Jackson Dart don't care about none of that stuff. All Jackson Dart care about is making money playing football, and that's fine. That's fine. It's just like none of that stuff matters. Doesn't matter what state and city. None of that matters. And whether you
Yeah,
agree, I mean, you I don't know what the
I,
fuck he was talking about.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, it's
I
like
just I just said that because he was saying that he was talking about the fact that he's the quarterback of New York. You know, that's what I was.
who
That's
the
why.
fuck cares?
Yeah, because
He
of
could be
New
the
York.
quarterback of
Because of
Mars.
New
Doesn't
York.
matter what he's a
New
quarterback
York
of.
is one of the most, you got to understand, you know how
Okay,
they say read the room, Stan? Sometimes you got to read the room. You are making a political statement in the most political divided state.
New York
all
is
right.
not a politically divided state. New York is a
Yes,
blue
it
state. First
is.
of all,
It's a blue state, but let me just
so
say this.
what are
Let me
you
say
talking
this. Let me
about?
say this. No, New York is a blue state, but let me say this. Let me
New
say
York is
this.
a blue state. What are you talking about?
If we could go back to about 19, because I'm not really, I didn't want to get very political, but we're here now, so let's get there. If we go back to about 1992, right, I could provide you data that would showcase division in the United States, but I don't want to go back to 1992 because I don't want to take all day. So I'm just going to start in 2016 because 2016 is what we're talking about. That's the person that we're talking about. Okay, 2016, Hillary Clinton got 65 million votes. Now I'm talking about popular vote. Donald Trump got 62 million votes. Okay. We go back to 2020. Joe Biden got 81 million. Donald Trump got 74. We go to 2024. President Trump got 77 and Senator Harris got 75. So what those numbers tell you is that pretty much these elections now, if you look at it from a popular vote perspective, are divided. It's like right in the middle. You're not seeing like landslide popular votes. You're not seeing that anymore. So what that tells you is that while you may feel a way about the current president, but right down the street there's someone who feels the exact opposite. Right up the street from there is someone that feels the exact opposite of that. So when you say that if someone is standing next to him and you're supporting this and a this and a that and a this and a that, the problem with that is that person doesn't believe that. That is what you believe. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. What I struggle with this whole thing is we've seen athletes stand next to politicians before. Sports and politics have always kind of like merged or whatever. And when you see an athlete stand next to someone who you like, then you won't have the issue. Then it's like it's fine. But when they stand next to someone that you don't, then it becomes an issue. So I think that we all, and again, I didn't like what I saw, but then I had to like make myself critically think. And I'm like, all right, I feel a way with him up there, but would I feel the same way if he was standing next to somebody who I did like? Would I feel the same way? And I got to check myself. I can't be a hypocrite. So I just think that athletes just have to think about this, because those numbers that I just read you, they go back previous to that. If you look at presidential elections previous to that, you look at not the electoral map, look at the popular vote, look at the numbers, the individual people who voted. It's always going to be 3 million votes apart. It's always going to be 77 to 75. It's close. So clearly we are split down the middle. So I just think we have to keep that in mind. We can't just look at it and say, oh, all right, he's standing next to him, so he's standing next to a pedophile and all this other stuff, because somebody else don't think that. They don't think he's that. They disagree. And I think that most people don't have all the facts on either side. And I'm not saying I have all the facts. I'm not putting myself in some high and mighty thing. But I think most people on both sides of the fence don't have all the facts. And they live in echo chambers that give them what they want to hear, but they don't have all the facts. So I'm gonna kind of leave it there. That's kind of how I feel about it. If y'all got some more, we can dive into
Nah,
some
I'm
more. That's
good.
kind of how I feel about it. I feel like
It's just it's. I understand what you're saying, Reggie. You make a good point. And again, it's just one of those things where I think this is a different situation than any kind of previous presidential situations we've had. Like Barack Obama was, I'm sure Barack Obama's politics didn't mesh with everybody, but the majority of people who didn't like him had nothing to do with his politics. With most presidents, it's usually about politics. It's about, well, I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with his politics. With Trump, it's just different because his rhetoric, his demeanor, his behavior has been so unprecedented and so embarrassing that it goes beyond his political powers. It goes beyond his, well, I think the rich should be taxed this way, or it goes beyond where I think immigration, regardless of
that's
how you
fair.
feel about all those things and how you feel about them is your opinion. And Jackson Dart has every right to walk or introduce the president if that's what he wants to do. If he agrees with the president's politics, then he has every right to express that. He has every right to be involved in whatever he wants to do. I'm not saying he shouldn't have did it, but what I'm saying is, since you did do it, fuck you for doing it. Since you did do it, fuck you for staying next to this guy. Since you did do it, fuck you, and I hope your team sucks this year. I got nothing to. He has every right to do what he did. I'm not saying he didn't have a right. Again, everybody has a right to express their political opinions. But when it comes to Trump, it is beyond politics now. It's
I don't
now it's a
I don't
morality thing now. With this particular guy, it's no longer just about politics. People can just say that to skirt around why they really support him. They can
that's fair.
use the political parts of it. They can use that part and they can stick on that. it has become more than politics with this particular individual.
I don't
It
Yeah.
has
disagree.
become more so a morality thing,
I don't
right and
disagree with
wrong.
that. I don't disagree with that.
It's
But what
different now.
I don't disagree with that. Only thing I'm saying is those numbers are the bottom line. I don't disagree.
What those numbers tell you is that there are a lot of people in this country that are, like you said, ill-informed on things and vote by proximity to whiteness. Because anybody with a common sense, any common sense in their brain, would not vote for a guy like Trump for presidency.
That's
Would
fair,
not do that.
that's fair, but that's your opinion. That's what I'm
That's
saying,
their
bro.
opinion,
No,
right?
what I'm saying
That's your
is
opinion.
based. It's
Do I need to
also
read the
no, no,
numbers
no,
again?
no. You don't need to read the numbers. But what I'm saying is, if you are a broke person that lives in Dundalk, why the fuck would you vote for Donald Trump?
You have to talk
Why
to
would
them and
you
ask
say?
them. I'm sure they can give
And
you reasons
why
for
would
why they
you?
felt that way.
Why would the political reasons for you to vote for this guy? Because at the end of the day, when it's all this shit boils down to it, again, I didn't want to get into politics like that, but whatever. What it all boils down to is how does this individual affect my life? How
My
is this
life.
individual going to make my life better? Make my children better, make my situation better. That's what it comes down to. So when you ask that question, what makes you think that this individual who has shown who he's been for the last 50 years, what would make you think this individual would make your life better? An individual who has never shown any interest in helping anybody and has shown disdain for poor people, has shown disdain for black people, has shown disdain for Hispanic people. Why would you think this person would make your life any better? And when
Se-
it comes back down,
70
and when it
77 to 75. 77 million to 75. That was the no. That was the number. So what that tells you is if an athlete were to have introduced Senator Harris had she won, there will be people saying the exact same thing.
well, yeah, exactly. Again,
That's my point.
in this climate now,
That's my point.
yeah. Again, people are going to criticize regardless of what side you pick. So, but the problem is, like I said, when it came to Obama and when it came to Clinton and it came to other presidents, even George Bush, it's a different feel from those presidents and this current one.
It is.
It was just different. Like
It is
it
different, but
was
the numbers are
not
the same.
just the numbers are, again.
That's what I'm
A
saying. It's
lot of people
different, but the
just
numbers are the same.
a lot of people in this country are Republicans. Vote
You
Republican.
said the numbers
Fine.
are the same.
Practically, not the same numbers, but I mean, I'm saying the degree of separation is going to be pretty much the same. I mean, after go to Wikipedia, start looking it up. Start looking it up. It really starts in like 92. 88 was the last year where it was like a demolition. When you start getting to like 92, start looking at the numbers, it's split. The country's basically split. So that's my overall point is that like if you no matter which way you stand, it's gonna be people's gonna say F you. So the question is, should you do it at all? And it's hard for me to say no because sports and politics have always intertwined. So that's kind
I
of the
just don't
last thing I
think
want
it.
to say on it.
I
Like
yeah. I just don't think this is it's a smart thing to do regardless.
yeah,
In
I don't
today's
disagree.
political climate, I don't think it's a right thing to do. But at the end of the day, if Jackson Dart goes out there and has a great season, nobody's going to give a fuck 6 months from
Yeah,
now. That's
Uh,
what it comes down to.
man,
Nobody will care. Because at the end of the day, it's all about sports.
hey, yo,
Again,
Stan,
if
on some real shit.
Lamar Jackson has said some questionable things on social media, and we just kind of just pass by it because we love Lamar. Like, go back and research what Lamar said about Charlie Kirk and come back to me. It
okay,
just
let's leave it there.
it's yeah.
Let's go ahead and
So
leave it there. Let's leave it there. Leave it there.
Let me say one thing though, Reg.
Go
This
ahead.
is the
Go
last
ahead.
thing I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
Your favorite athlete. One thing about us on this channel, we could distinguish who we love as athletes and who we agree with in reality, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what guys think outside of sports, bro. I don't care.
right? No, I don't give a fuck about what Lamar says to his mother, to his baby mother. I care about what he do on the field. What he does as a
Listen,
man in his life, that's up to him. We've had social media and we've become so accustomed to being close to certain athletes because of social media that we get too emotional sometimes as human beings because we feel so connected. But what I will say is your favorite athlete should not dictate what God that you worship. Your favorite athlete should not dictate what you vote for when you go into your cubicle and place your vote. So even though Jackson Dart may have walked out prior to the Trump, that should not affect your vote. That should not. Now you can feel the way about Jackson Dart because you don't fuck with Trump, but you still should be able to be your own human being. Besides that, you understand? Like Jackson Dart does not dictate. Lamar Jackson, I love that nigga. He does not dictate who I vote for. So we can have an opinion to get back to what you were saying, Reggie. We can have an opinion about who we think is what, but eventually it comes back to the person who's consuming the information. So don't take what we say as law and hate us. But at the same time, if we say some shit that's true in your life, then govern yourself by it. But it's up to the individual. I'm not gonna get too political with it today, Reggie. I can't do it.
Yeah, we already
It's
did
too
it,
late
man.
now.
So
It's too late
Yo said
now.
it's too
let's
late.
Yeah, it's been like 20 minutes on this bullshit. So,
yeah,
like, at the end of the day, it's
leave
like,
it there.
again, at the end of the day, if Dart has a great season, I'll be like, you know what, he had a great game today. I'm not gonna sit there and say, yeah, he had a great game, but fuck him for. No, I don't care. Again,
Yeah.
he's entitled to do what he wants to do, and again, it all goes back to sports and on the field performance. So if Dart is the guy they think he is, nobody will care about this shit down the road.
All right.
His
Let's
teammates
leave it
won't
there,
care, the
fellas.
fans won't
Let's leave it there, fellas. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Till next time.
Peace.
care.